Hey everybody, it's saying that I'm live now, so I'm guessing I'm live. If it says I'm live, I'm probably live. Welcome to my YouTube stream. I need to get your chat working though, so pop that out and flip it over to live chat. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, live chat, and then we take that link right here and copy it and insert code. Not code, insert link. There we go. That's the chat. Okay, cool. So yeah, welcome everybody. Good to see you. I need to remember not to stream when my European audience is asleep. That is so fucked up though, that like at the time that like I am most awake, that essentially like 90% of my Twitch audience is just like not there. That's so fucked up. But anyway, I thought we'd bring it over here to YouTube to have more fun. Maybe some people are bored with watching Demon Mama or Vaush. You can come over here and watch Demon Mama and Vaush clash in the Clash of the Titans of I don't know if the belt was on the line. Does anybody know? I doubt the belt was on the line, right? It wasn't an official bout, right? It was just like so anyway, over at Twitch, we were watching the beginning of the Vaush stream from yesterday, right? Demon Mama was in chat, like, a bunch of people were salty. Demon Mama made a salty comment too, and Vaush was like, well, that's not very, like kind of reacted, right? And I think that's gonna be what draws like Demon Mama onto the Discord to talk to Vaush. So here we go. This is the one that everybody's been talking about. Not two of my favorite people. Do people know me? Do people know that Demon Mama? I probably have made Demon Mama madder than anyone who's not a conservative, right? I've probably, yeah, I've definitely got Mama angry at me. She's currently probably hates my guts, would love it if I would just disappear from the platform. Not a friend of mine, but in this case, she's fighting on the side of justice. And I'm here to see that. I'm very happy to see that. Like, right? This is something that I've been. So the reason was that, like, there was a debate on Twitch, right? And she was part of it. She kind of laid back and she let a lot of shit go. Like, she let people just say like transgenderism, like that's a thing, and frame things that way, and didn't say shit to that. There was a bunch of other shit that, like, kind of didn't get responded to, right? And I critiqued her on that. I said that, like, being friends with these cis creators was making it hard for her to show her independence and to speak up, when somebody, when one of them, did something wrong to trans people, right? And I still believe that, that's what was happening in that debate, right? And I still believe that we need better representation in the trans community. We need somebody that's going to push, like, cis creators to the point where they do get uncomfortable, right? And I wasn't seeing that from Demon Mama. However, whatever it is about this debate has awakened something in Demon Mama. And she is doing something that I never thought I would see her do. And that is standing up to Vaush at great risk to her own career as a streamer, at great risk in terms of, like, the kind of harassment.
It was so
oh my god,
here,
Lucia, thank you.
Communist invading radicals.
Thank you for subbing my YouTube. That's really sweet of you. Awesome. Here we go. I can duck under here to say hi. Yeah. So yeah, that's my YouTube. If anybody's not following it already, it's a lot of fun right now. It's not all drama like some people say. It's a big mix. There's a lot of comedy there too. Okay, we do both kinds forms of theater, comedy and drama. A little ARG too. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. Thank you for the follow. What got auto-modded? Oh my god, why am I looking at Twitch chat? Why am I looking at Twitch chat? Oh my god. Anyway, chat. So yeah, here we go. From what I've seen, Demon Mama spoke truth to power. And I was really happy to see it in the video that just went up on YouTube. That was just like kind of her take on the Vaush Twitter drama. And from what I've heard, she was really based in this, and she did a really good job in this debate. She was very much her own mama. And let the record show that I said that I admit that, okay? That like a lot of my criticisms that I made about Demon Mama, I'm not sure they apply anymore. The problems that I had with Demon Mama were primarily, you know, a lack of ability to stand up. This is standing up. This is not easy. This is not safe. This is not the path of least resistance. This is Demon Mama doing something really brave.
See, one of the things that makes me really, really suspect is that right now, all I'm saying is that I think a big chunk of Pride should be made family friendly, and there are people in chat angry about that. This is the thing that really makes me yeah, like a little concerned about your intentions, okay? There are, at any given large Pride event, innumerable elements of the month that were dedicated either entirely to or permissive of demonstrations of kink and sexuality. I'm saying I want like just a chunk of it, like a big chunk of it, to be like family friendly and like uncontroversial, kid accessible, and like not.
Oh my god, I was talking about my YouTube channel as if we're not on it right now. I'm sorry, chat.
There are people who are mad at that, and that makes me concerned. That you think that your Coomer desire to do the kink sex stuff in public,
that's what it is. It's the Coomer desire. Look at this. I got better numbers on YouTube than I did on Twitch. What the fuck? Even with the trans tag. Oh wow. Thank you to those in my European audience who are here. I realize it's not super convenient time to watch me, and I appreciate that you're here. Thank you for.
What's the argument? Just type it out.
Oh wait, let's see what she's saying.
People keep linking me a tweet from somebody, but the person blocked me. Who is this person?
That's why you hit a what do you call it? A private window, or like a yeah.
Someone is mad you use their art in a thumbnail. Oh yeah, Tempest probably should avoid doing that.
Can anybody give me a sense of anybody that kind of like hangs out in GGG. Fuck, what am I talking about? VGG. That's what it's called. VGG. I know VGG. Okay. Come on, chat. I'm just having a brain day. Anybody that hangs out there, like, what is the mood right now? Like, I'm seeing some people. Yeah, we definitely have some crossover with Vaush, it looks like. And, I'm trying to get a sense. Yeah, some popcorn emojis. Yeah, there's some love for Demon Mama. There's some love for Vaush. There's some hate for Demon Mama. There's some why are you being like this, Demon Mama. There's some blood. People are calling for blood in chat, debate in the arena. Okay, some people just want to see the fireworks. Maybe they like both. Maybe they hate both. No, they probably don't hate both. They're probably not going to be on the website chat if they hate Vaush.
Nobody goes after picture copyrights, but sometimes people do hate the art.
Yeah, the chat seems really mixed. Okay, so it's not fully, they're not fully standing Vaush.
Somebody, the Demon Mama, get the needed background on this. This is the stuff that bothers me. The idea that people think I'm acting out of an ignorance of pride. I really, really, really think that's an incredibly presumptuous take on the people's part, like the people who are saying that in chat. I know that kink has historically been involved in pride. I'm aware of, like, this isn't new information to me. I make my
so the
takes
chat's
with that
calling
in consideration,
to bring Demon Mama on. Somebody said put a cap in the discourse. I wonder if they mean stop, or if they think that like the debate would be a cap in the discourse.
I can't even follow all the parallel threads going on right now. Honest question, if you agree it's not an issue IRL, what in your mind was the point of bringing so much attention to it? I didn't. If you guys remember, like 3 days ago, when I first mentioned it, I was only quickly bringing up a shoe on head tweet saying, oh yeah, we probably shouldn't do like obvious sex stuff in front of kids. I didn't expect that to turn into a big thing.
I don't
The
think
thing that
she's
bothered me is that instantly people jumped to the defense of the doing sex stuff in front of kids, and then I argued with them, and that turned the whole thing. I had no initial intention of blowing this out of proportion. I think that you guys have. I didn't know there were people so defensive of doing sex shit in front of kids, you know? Wouldn't making a video on YouTube be drawing attention to it? Yeah, stop defending doing sex stuff.
Okay, here we go. Vaush, in my opinion, you've been incredibly irresponsible and unclear with your rhetoric on this. No one has a problem with discussing kink at Pride, but you've gone so hard calling people pedos. You've been battling hyperbolic strawmen. When we challenged, you retreat to supposedly indefensible statement. That is my contention. So she's calling him out on the Mott and Bailey, which it's about time. Demon Mama's gotten, like, I feel like Scrub kind of Mott and Bailey Demon Mama. Like, right? So she's gotten screwed over by Mott and Bailey's before. And it's about time that somebody calls them out. Most of the time when these kind of fucked up, kind of like, I mean, I don't know, is a Mott and Bailey a logical fallacy? Or is it just a debate tactic? So the idea is that, like, I put out my spicy take. And it looks good. To people that are looking for a fight, to people who want to argue and push back on something, that spicy take is tempting, right? It looks indefensible. It's like, why are you saying this? Oh, you're an easy clap, aren't you? I'm going to come into your Discord and I'm going to debate you. And then you go and debate the person and they've got their Bailey out there. You're like, oh, this Bailey argument, I'm going to kick its ass. I'm going to kick its ass. It's way out of line. Way out of line, Bailey. I'm going to fucking kick your... You come in there and you don't fight Bailey. You fight Mott. And Mott is more... buttoned down and responsible and defensible and understandable, right? So now you're arguing with a different argument than the one you thought you were engaging with. Now you're attacking one that's kind of understandable. And like, why are you harshing me? I'm like not saying anything crazy. And it's like, you just said Bailey and now you're telling me Mott, That's the frustration of a Mott and Bailey. And Demon Mama's actually calling him out on it. So yeah, that's a good thing.
In front of kids. I don't know. I'm sorry. Stop doing it. I don't know why. If you do stuff like that, then it's going to cause discourse, and I'll post videos. Hold on. IMO, you've been incredibly irresponsible and unclear with your rhetoric on this. Nobody has a problem with discussing pride, but you've gone so hard calling people pedos. I don't really think I've gone that hard. I could have gone way harder. You've been battling hyperbolic strawmen, then would challenge you create. No, I don't think that's the case. You retreat to a supposedly indefensible statement. That's my contention. In addition to issues with the argument last video, I can do a response to later. No, I don't think that's true. No, I just disagree. Who here has seen the people that I've been arguing with, right? Like, yeah, there are people in chat saying, like, the people I'm arguing against exist. They're tragically real. You call anyone a pedo, you need to have our evidence, dude. I think that using arguments that...
Hey, listen, the people that I was arguing with on Twitter in my cancellation were largely, like, were largely right-wing people. If I was to use that, though, as an argument for why I'm right, of like, oh, yeah, no, these are, kind of... These are sus people, right? That actually doesn't hold water, right? I actually do have to, engage with the arguments as much as I might want to just say, look at this. We got, like, Doobie, Samantha Banana, like, they're gonna take this shit seriously. I could say that, but, like, I'd rather take them on the merits of, or the lack thereof. In their case, the lack thereof, right? I don't know if, like, saying that, like, the people I'm arguing with are sus is necessarily it doesn't inspire confidence. Let's just say, I mean, like, you could make that statement and then come back and went, okay, so, but what's your defense of your take? What is the discourse, right? You could still have something. It doesn't mean that, like, you're obfuscating. It's a little bit of a red flag. It makes you a little more suspicious.
Like a sexual molester that I knew in the past used to defend trying to molest me when I was a kid, to defend sexual activity to children, is definitely worthy of calling, like, pedo shit, okay? Like, this is... I'm very disappointed in the community right now. I don't understand how what you're saying is controversial. What's the good faith counter argument? Ooh, there really isn't, unfortunately. What I'm saying is pretty unequivocally true. There are people mad because they're reading like subtext into my statements. There are still people here who are angry with me because they're assuming I'm saying that I'm something that I'm not.
Mew.
Demon Mama, are you really just mad about me saying, like, I can't believe there are all these pedos on the left, like, once or twice? Is that really it? If your argument is that I poison the water, then, like, this is a mutual thing, because the water is instantly poisoned anytime I do anything in public. If that's literally it. Yeah, the water already feels pretty poisoned. This is one of the issues with you went way past doing just that. Well, wait, what do we do then? Under normal circumstances, I feel like I'd be more sympathetic to a lot of the arguments being levied, but given the absurd amount of abuse that I saw on social media from people who didn't even understand the arguments that I was making, and the fact that the people here don't seem to care at all about the people that I was arguing with.
Hey, listen. When even Zonia... Did anybody else notice Zonia in chat? When even Zonia says, like, you're going too far, you know what I mean? When somebody that literally, like, did what she did, broke, you know... like, made a potentially unlawful recording against people's will, against their consent, right? When somebody that does that calls you out and saying, like, yeah, I don't know, the pedo thing, that's a little bit, like, even Sonia is like, you know what I'm saying, chat? That's a sign right there. Vaush, I gotta ask you, what were you thinking? What were you thinking?
Or the points I was arguing against. I have a feeling the reason you guys are fixating on this is because you're under the impression that the initial criticisms that I made didn't exist.
Yo, Rivy just got banned. What the fuck?
Were unwarranted. And
I keep on noticing
they were of like
we do have some overlap with Vaush, it looks like.
Incredibly small minority of people.
But one of them just got banned. Damn.
You know, some people on. I would.
What did Rivy do? What do you think Rivy said?
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll it back.
All right, we'll talk to Demon Mom.
Rivy, I hope you're all right.
People up. There are like
even though you got banned. I'm talking to
complaints going on in chat right now. All right, DM.
I'm talking to Rivy like that, like they're, you know, it's like that they're gonna be, you know, like hurt because of getting. I don't know. I'm talking about it like it's a physical thing when it's just like getting banned from a chat, but still.
We were gonna play video games, but we could just suffer endlessly. That is also an option.
Okay.
Just DM me. DM.
I've made that joke. I was gonna cringe, but chat, I've totally made that joke too. I've totally made that joke.
The antagonism from chat is
coming. Got no room to talk.
All right, let's go.
About bad jokes, Vaush. I will not joke scold you. But I might bring up joke scold on my
Hello?
My overlay. Let's do that. How about that, chat? Do you want a little joke scold in your life?
Sorry, new setup blues. Trying to figure out how to get Discord.
Poor Demon Mama.
Properly.
All right, you're catching me on a hot take right now. Let's.
It's been hot for a couple days.
I don't think it's actually
steaming.
Hot. Just give me the complaint.
It's
really
so hot. It's steaming.
I don't know. Okay, so I watched your video this morning. I've been like seeing the discourse unfolding all over the internet. First of all, like, I think it's one thing to have a discussion about like kink at Pride, and I think it's another thing to what I would say is engage in. I would say fairly can be considered a basically a moral panic about something that doesn't really exist. And
then who was like, I arguing with?
No, I don't know who you were arguing with.
No,
like,
to
be honest,
exactly,
like you brought up.
This is what I mean, though. Wait, hold on, wait. This is exactly what I mean. Okay, this isn't a counter argument. If your argument is, I didn't see the literal thousands of people making the points that you were arguing against. That I don't know what to say in response to that.
Meow,
Wait,
Neko.
like, you
Do I
can make an
construct-
argument.
Neko, I hadn't
hold on
added
a
you as
second.
mod yet.
Yes, if you construct a straw man to argue about, and you use rhetoric based on a straw man, based on the absolute worst version of
What
somebody
straw
that you
man?
engage in online. Well, I mean, are you like, what are you talking about?
What straw man did I
with regard to the
construct?
straw man? Wait, straw mans that are constructed is things like saying like, oh, if you disagree with me on this, and by the way, you've done this, like, I've watched like multiple of your takes on this. You've been incredibly loose with who you consider being a pedo and being defensive of all kinds of things without actually specifying what it is that you're arguing about. If you're trying to say that there's like a fuckload
specific. Wait,
Oh my
wait.
god, Neko, I'm so sorry. I should have asked you before I used Zonya's given the oh my god, Zonya's seriously worried for Vaush. Holy shit, Vaush, when Zonya is like, you've gone too far, you know you fucked up. Oh, Surf's TV is in here. Surf's just came in.
Wait, stop. Wait, hold on. First of all, that's not a straw man. Okay, that's an ad hoc.
A straw man is when you construct a fictionalized version
Vaush, she knows what a straw man is.
of a position that doesn't actually exist. When you throw up somebody saying, "Oh yeah, like there's all these people out there advocating for like you just did it like literally a couple seconds ago, saying that like, oh yeah, like just because these coomers want to be able to like grab and grope somebody at Pride."
I did
It's
not.
like,
wait, hold on. I did not
just
at any
did
point.
that.
Hold on. At no point have I said there is a group of people saying they want to grab people at Pride.
Wait, somebody's saying Demon Mama redemption arc? Is that an NCC head? Who the hell? Wait, who? Chat, can somebody explain that comment to me? Okay, it's not in the website chat. It's on the YouTube chat. Somebody's saying that Demon Mama redemption arc. Who? Like, I'm trying to figure out who besides NCCer would have that take. Right? Is that one of us? Is that one of us over there in Vaush's YouTube chat? Like, who else would say that she, like, who else thinks that Demon Mama's, like, done something wrong besides NCC fans, right? A DGGer? Wait, really? I thought the DGGers would go with this dude. Are you sure about that? They really hate, I don't know if you know this, but they really fucking hate Demon Mama over there. Like, unreasonably. I mean, just like Pape La D. They really hate her, and it could be a DGGer. It could be a GGGer. I don't know, chat. I don't know. It was not a name I recognized, but I almost feel like that's one of us in there. And I'm here for. That's what I'm feeling too. Infected Apple. That's what I'm feeling too.
Don't strawman me.
It sounds a little. I'm sure we've had them in chat once or twice.
You just used an argument, like I'm talking like 5 minutes ago, and I don't think that I can give you
That
the
was an
exact
example
quote.
that I gave to
right
indicate. Wait, hold on. That was an
And you
example
don't
that I
think
gave.
that
Wait,
equals a straw man?
Demon Mama. That was an example that I gave to indicate the absurdity of.
That is such a question, though. I mean, I guess there are a lot of DGGers that hate Vaush a lot. I've always thought that they just, like, hated Demon Mama so much worse.
Of using the "I don't care about making people uncomfortable" argument.
La V and La D are fighting.
At no point did I suggest that that was an argument held by a group of people that I was arguing against. It's funny that you would accuse me of strawmanning. I never made that claim. I was only giving a hyperbolic example to isolate a variable. Which is that I think that sometimes people being uncomfortable is a legitimate excuse to not engage in a certain behavior.
Yeah, but what we're talking about is that your takes have been like all over the place with regard to who you're talking to and who you're arguing against. And in the process of doing that, you've been saying a lot of people are pedos. And here's the thing.
Who have I said are pedos?
Anyone who disagrees.
You've been very broad with accusing people of being pedophiles.
There were a couple
do
of times.
Do you want me to put together? Would you rather me just put together a video where?
Yeah,
I
just
put
make a
fucking. I can do that.
Yeah,
There were
make a
couple
clip
of
thing
times
like you
that
did
I
with me,
broadly
Demon Mama.
said, everyone who disagrees with me is a pedophile. If you go
Give
into
it to
the
Tragic
VaushV
Hero.
chat and stalk my log, you can find me saying I've confirmed everyone except for myself is a pedophile on the left. Now, I think those are. I think you can reasonably interpret those as me making hyperbolic statements to express frustration.
But don't.
We're good.
You can't say that
God,
when you put a video out in which you say that the only people who really I think disagree
also,
with this completely
what's on Vaush's shirt? Is that
video
sauce?
in which you are like genuinely say that there's no way that a reasonable person can disagree with you, and the only people who would do this are people who, you know, I think they want to fucking diddle kids, which you've done again and again over the last couple days.
So the take that you're referring to there is, I have said, and this is
there are a lot of Vaush haters in that chat. Yeah, maybe there is some DGG,
which is quote unquote family friendly, and that kids should be able to go to without there being overt sex stuff there. And that people who are fastidiously arguing that every element of pride has to have the kink in the sex.
I'm sorry, but that is not true.
Wait, hold on.
That is not true. That is not the clarity with which you've stated this at all. I'm sorry, but
wait, can I finish the point?
Sure.
And that anyone who continues to fastidiously argue in favor of having kink and sex at that event too, that having everything, that too.
Never said that. You've never laid it out like
Demon
that.
Mama,
this is a Mott and Bailey.
Wait, hold on. This is not a Mott and Bailey, okay?
Yes, it absolutely
is.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Wait, Vaush, do you know what a Mott and Bailey is?
So,
you asked Demon Mama
people, I admit,
she knows what a straw man is.
Curious about
that's pretty pedantic.
Or at the very least, their
Demon
arguments
Mama
sound to me very similar to
be as pedantic back to him as you want. Like, right? You're good at this too.
Now, if you want
you're good at doing this. You're good at being insulting to people. Do it.
Then I will
absolutely
own up.
This is the time. This is the time. Use that shit. Use that power.
I'm never going to take the
Let's see that. Let's see that ego. Let's see that ego. Come on.
The entirety of this conversation.
The only time a fucking ego like Demon Mama's is justified is when it's arguing with a piece of shit ego like
this. I'm not making the argument that I optically optimized any portion of this broader discussion. However, if your two arguments are, I was overly hyperbolic, and also I was non-specific in the criticisms that I was levying, I don't know if those are enough to justify the claims you've made that I'm making 6 Mott and Baileys, that my arguments are completely illegitimate.
No, I really wait. I never said anything about your arguments being completely illegitimate. Don't put words in my mouth. Here's the situation. So what I'm frustrated about is that it's not just a matter of slight hyperbolicness. And I said this on my stream that I did yesterday.
So wait, you think my arguments are valid then? Is this whole thing just going to be about me poisoning the well out of frustration?
Wait, hold on a second. No. Like, one, I don't think, I think that some of the arguments that you've made are defensible. Other ones I don't think are so strong. However, I think that the rhetoric here is absolutely reprehensible. And yes, this is a rhetorical critique, and it is a massive, perhaps you could say this is an optical critique, but I think that this is a very severe rhetorical misstep.
Chat,
I think
make sure to hit those thumbs up buttons
since the beginning of
and
this.
let's send those numbers up a little bit. Come on.
I want to exasperatedly saying people who disagree with me are pedos thing.
Look,
repeatedly. You've done this repeatedly.
If we get past 25,
you forget what
I'll jump on the trampoline for you, okay? I'm on a trampoline right now.
Wait. No, come on. You got to let me say my piece here.
But I'm asking,
you of all people should know.
I will legit jump on the trampoline for you.
Arguments that I've made.
If you get me to 25
it depends. You've made a lot of arguments over the last couple of days.
And you do that by hitting the like button.
I already have a document that I could do an actual point by point. I'm not like... I'm here in your chat to talk about the thing that's most important to me, which is, not just poisoning the well, like poisoning the discourse. Like, I mean, like to a degree of like an unbelievable level of toxicity.
I kind of think that Lauren Southern is the one who poisoned the discourse, but Vaush kind of bought. Vaush took Lauren Southern's bait.
Ridiculous for you to claim that.
Okay,
you opened the door on this.
Can we? Okay, then quit. Because
it's not
I just want to be forthcoming. I don't really care that much about the well poisoning.
Wait, Vaush, it's not.
I mean,
just.
I like clean water that doesn't have poison in it.
A million times on my channel, and
I care about the well poisoning.
I know that you have heard my takes on this before. That people being irresponsibly starting, literally moral panics by accusing queer people, and this is interqueer discourse, of being pedophiles is very fucked. That is a very bad thing to do.
Are you under the impression that it's always irresponsible to say that members from a queer community are using arguments that come off kind of pedophilic?
What?
Don't what me, Demon Mama. I'm asking you a very direct question.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so do you think it is ever acceptable to say that language used by members of the queer community is pedophilic?
No, of course not. Of course you can. If there's language being used, but that is not the case. You're acting like you had this surgical approach, and you did not.
No, wait.
I just watched your video.
What do you mean I'm acting like I had a surgical approach? 2 minutes ago, I said, yeah, I called everyone on the left except for myself a pedo. I obviously was super frustrated and tossed it around.
Yeah, but you're downplaying this. You're downplaying your own hyperbole.
I opened by admitting it.
No, yeah, maybe today, but that's like barely even the beginning of this. Like, and you've hardly done it. And as we're talking here, you're downplaying people and insulting people who have a problem with the rhetoric that you're now trying to be like, oh, it was just hyperbolic.
No,
but that's not just hyperbole. This is way above and beyond hyperbole.
It is certainly hyperbole, and it's hardly the first and last time that I've made hyperbolic statements about the rest of the online left.
Vaush, I've watched you forever, I know.
I need you to move beyond like well-poisoning discourse. The interesting thing to me is that since that pedo accusation thing never made its way onto Twitter from my account, it wasn't even part of the harassment that I got. As far as I was concerned, it was me being excessively.
You can't expect like shit to stay on one platform though.
Venting, like during.
Like, you can't expect that, like, nothing on Twitter can reference something that happens on stream. It absolutely does.
Reasonable arguments. You totally did. I'm sorry. Like, I know people that you banned.
I'm gonna need actual arguments.
Wait. Okay. So, like, what do you want to argue about then?
All you've done is say,
no, don't even give me that.
You just asked a question.
You poisoned it really bad. You started this discourse. You started discourse on this by letting I like how she's not pedophilia before Pride began.
I didn't start the discourse. That was after like 30 minutes of seeing some insanely sus shit from my chat.
Okay, so what's the sus shit? You're being vague again. You say all this vague stuff, and then yet you're willing to say that people who disagree with you, you're willing to engage in in quote unquote hyperbole, which I would argue is irresponsibly high.
The content
hyperbole.
Of that stream is public information. The receipts are right there. I don't remember every message that I respond to during the end of a live stream. There were a lot of people who seemed to be downplaying the severity of overt sex acts in front of children. People who were defending it in ways that made me uncomfortable as a person who has seen sexual abuse in person before. I think that my frustration, while hyperbolic, is not so significant, and the subsequent well poisoning, that it completely invalidates my arguments. Additionally, I'm still asking you to get to the actual arguments that you have, rather than just criticizing me for frustratingly well poisoning.
Wait, that's not that. If you want to know what the criticism is, look, my criticism is that the way that you have engaged in this discourse, that the rhetoric that you have chosen to use repeatedly over and over again, including going so far as to, posting on Twitter, oh, I'm just going to throw some more gasoline on this grease fire, has been one of building up to
So is this just an optics discussion?
It's not just an optics discussion.
I keep asking you if you have more than that, and then you keep saying I do have more than that, but then you move back.
No, I literally, Vaush, I just told you that this is the main thing. I have other arguments. I mean, I can talk about how I think that I got a quote right here from your video. I could go in about this point by point, but I don't think that's what we're here to do. Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to take down the points that I had problems with?
Or do you want me to give you
do you want me to give you the argument that I care about, that I brought up on my stream and actually critiqued?
If your argument is that it was irresponsible of me to elevate this discourse, then I would say that my initial statement on stream was very non-controversial, and the behavior from my chat or from
Chat, what is going on here? People are saying good things about Demon Mama in my chat? Do you know what I'm about to do to you? I'm about to say that you're fucking right. She's absolutely based on this take. Yes, Demon Mama rad. Yes, Demon Mama rad. And I also want to say that a lot of the critique that I had for her before maybe doesn't apply anymore, right? She's shown a bravery that I didn't expect to see. For her to take on Vaush like this is actually really, really, really brave. And I'm completely surprised. I'm super thrilled. This is the streamer that I, remember, right? When I started listening to her. This is the Demon Mama that I remember. This is the independent Demon Mama that's sure of herself and that doesn't need to, take shit from anybody else. This is the Demon Mama that stands up and doesn't stand down. This is the Demon Mama that doesn't, let herself get pushed around. This is great. This is kind of yeah. If I said that I haven't cried over these, some of this, I'd be lying. This is actually really amazing.
Some prominent chatters in my community actually made my skin crawl with how disgusting it was. And the subsequent bans that followed were to me no different than the many other times on stream that I've given a take I considered reasonable and people reacted to it poorly. Now, did I choose to make a video afterwards? Did I choose to get involved in discourse on Twitter? I certainly did. But I didn't expect to have to do any of that. I was genuinely shocked by the responses from my chat, and continue to be from some of the people that I'm too busy to ban right now. So,
I don't know. I probably need to do a video of this, chat. Would you like to see a video of me talking about Demon Mama and kind of where I think we're at now? It's complicated because it gets into something like when I brought up the fact that, you know, when I acknowledged the fact that it's difficult to say something to somebody who you work with, you know, in content creation, whose, you know, association with you is helpful. And I didn't mean to imply, you know, only helpful for you, but, you know, is you know, when you're looking at that idea of a bridge that if you burn it, you'll like lose money on it. And, you know, you deal with a situation where the person puts you on the spot. Sometimes it's really hard to say what you mean. Sometimes it's hard to really say what you mean because you know that you're putting your relationship at risk, and you know that that relationship is like, you know, part of what's helping you at the moment, right? So I acknowledge that, and that obviously, you know, she wasn't really happy about that because she's gotten a lot of shit from people implying that her success is due entirely to guys like this, or to, you know, to people like Dylan, right? You know, and that's not true, and I never meant to imply that. And, you know, if my argument ended up latching on, in your mind, Demon Mama, to that argument, I'm really sorry about that, because I would never say that. I think that you've, you know, I'm actually proud of what you've done. Like, I'm proud to see a trans person, you know, go into debates like that and be so uncompromising. And I didn't expect her to, like, in some way, like, wholesale, like, reject, you know, to bite the hand that feeds her, right? I didn't expect her to do that. I didn't expect her to disavow, you know, people who, you know, whose, you know, association with her is bringing in money and bringing in, you know, attention and stuff like that, right? I didn't expect her to do anything like that. What I did want was a little bit of support, you know, in my criticism of how platforming was being done in relationship to trans issues. And it's something that, like, after having watched Demon Mama and Vaush on the charity stream, it seems like Demon Mama's on board with it. It seems like Vaush was actually on board with this point too, right? And I would have hoped, you know, I wasn't even really asking her for her to intercede on my side or to take my point of view. I just kind of needed some cover because Dylan was coming after me, and instead of that, you know, I got, you know, what I felt like was betrayed. Right? And on one hand, it hurts. But on the other hand, it's understandable that that relationship is sensitive for her. It's understandable that this relationship is sensitive for her. She's kind of put it all on the line in this, right? And, like, if you want to understand the Demon Mama Vaush thing, like, understand this. Look, Demon Mama did make it on her own. She got big enough to get Destiny to debate her, and when he debated her, she kicked his ass, right? Destiny could not deal with that. And because of that, he, you know, sent out, he threw everything he had at her. And he had made life miserable for her, and she was under a whole bunch of harassment because of Destiny's, like, you know, not taking the loss very well. Vaush kind of stepped in and, you know, helped her at a crucial time. So in one sense, like, Demon Mama's association with Vaush is completely understandable. And, you know, it's somewhat commendable that Vaush would, you know, put himself on the line like that, right? Because even though he's not, like, simpatico with Destiny, he still needs to maintain some semblance of a good or it's in his interest to leave that bridge somewhat unburned, right? So, you know, like this wasn't like I'm not saying that their association is problematic, but what is problematic is, you know, when you're so dependent on somebody that you can't speak up. And that's what I was afraid had happened to Demon Mama. And maybe for a while she struggled with that, but for whatever reason now, she's found that courage inside herself. And I can't say that I would have had this courage. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I really put myself in her shoes in this, I don't know if I would have been able to pull the trigger on this. This is scary shit, chat. This is fucking scary shit. And she's really brave. She's really brave. This is, look. All right, I'm at a risk of getting into this a little bit more than I should, and I don't like to bring up the drama because I want the drama to be over. I'm done with, you know, I don't want to continue that, all right? But, I can't speak directly to the recordings that some of you may have heard, okay? I can't reference what's on those. The way that they were obtained was hella unlawful, and I'm not fucking touching that. However, I will explain to you that some of the things that you heard, not some of the things, but like that those recordings were made a lot later than people realize. Those recordings were made after the blow up with Dylan, after the blow up with Demon Mama, and after Dylan had come into my chat all hot and bothered, like yelling at me, and we had that ugly interchange, right? All that shit had already happened. We were under attack, we were under harassment, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I was, oh god, I don't want to, again, I can't reference the actual, like, audio, but to the degree that what we said sounded confrontational, sounded oppositional, sounded like, you know, we were spoiling for a fight, that was a fight that we felt we couldn't say no to. That was a fight that we felt had already been engaged in. That was a fight on our part that was defensive. And when, how do I say this without, like, actually referencing anything? My desire was never to harm any other streamer, was never to cancel any other streamer, was never to fuck over any other streamer or steal their audience, okay? My desire was to move their rhetoric. Because to me, the rhetoric is what's important. That's why I'm here, okay? I've always said, and I maintain, that it's not about the people. It's about the rhetoric. It's about the takes. It's about, you know, kind of where we're at as a community and trying to move that forward. And my strategy wasn't, even after having been attacked by Dylan and Demon Mama, my strategy wasn't to try to fuck them over and end them on social media. That doesn't happen, okay? That's an illusion. People that think they can, like, you know, like that like think of these things as these big existential conflicts, like that's just not how it happens, right? But rather to, you know, move their audience so that they would follow along. And it seems like Demon Mama's moved on her own, and that's all I wanted. That's literally it. I'd always been on the same side of issues as Demon Mama, because our takes are actually pretty similar on most things. Like, there's very few things that we disagree with each other on. And it kind of sucked to find myself fighting against her instead of with her. And all I wanted was to get her back on what I perceived as the side of justice and the side of liberation for trans people. And, you know, it looks like she got there herself. So yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the thing. This isn't about the drama. This is about the debate.
Like, if the argument is I well poisoned out of frustration.
I'm sorry. I just really had to say that because yeah, it's been weighing on my mind for a long time. There's a lot of people that think that I'm some kind of Machiavellian asshole, and it's absolutely nothing could be further from the truth.
Then okay, maybe I'm sensitive to people using what looks to me like groomer logic in a community that I thought would be purged of that bullshit. Okay. But if you have
I think that is like a ridiculous level of hyperbole, which is that you have engaged in this since the beginning of this discourse.
So is Shu in chat? It looks like Shu's in chat.
Impossible to possibly have a reasonable discussion about it. And that's, you started that. You were the one who started throwing around pedo accusations. That is a level of like
really have nothing beyond the poison.
Wait, it's not having. Oh my god!
Please,
are you
just
like
give an argument?
Wait, didn't you? Hold on a second. Wait a second. Didn't you just make a stream the other day about how one of your main problems with Destiny is that he makes ridiculous, hyperbolic, bad optics takes and then backs out of them later, which is what you're doing right now.
No, this
you
is
were
not
throwing around
comparable.
accusations of
No, because I feel like
then
the
all right,
argument
then I can't. Then you're not willing to listen to it.
And I feel like the argument that I've made has been fairly consistent.
I don't see Shu.
My argument for Destiny.
On the
was
left,
I strongly disagree.
The argument that I've made against Destiny was not he makes very
I heard she was in the chat though, talking shit to Demon Rama.
Because that's something that I do as well, and it would be exceedingly hypocritical of me.
Jesus Christ.
Do you or do you not think that there's a problem with utilizing rhetoric that is literally part and parcel
just
with
make the argument? Stop the questions. Just say, I think the language you used overlapped with right-wing critiques of queer pride.
Yeah, I think it really overlapped with it. Not just like, wait a second, you don't even just don't fucking you're counter posturing right now. You don't fucking play
I
that
just
shit
want
with
you
me.
to make the arguments instead of with the optics and the optics and the optics. Then you ask the rhetorical question. Okay, so the counter argument to this.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry for having a conversation with you, Vaush. Oh, I'm sorry. You're the only one allowed to use rhetorical tactics. Okay.
It's not a rhetorical tactic. I'm just trying to get to the meat of the disagreement. Now, if your argument...
the meat of the disagreement is that I think that your rhetoric here has been just god awful, and I'm gonna stick by that. I don't think.
Yo, did somebody just posted all returns to nothing? Are we like evangelic? Are we like throwing in Evangelion lyrics here?
To enter a conversation.
No, I gotta see that. I'm sorry, chat. I'll only do this once. I just
made against Destiny was not. He makes very hyperbolic.
Did they seriously just posted all returns to nothing?
Because that's something that I do as well, and it would be exceedingly hypocritical of me to accuse him of doing that.
Do you or do you not think that there's a problem with utilizing rhetoric that is literally part and parcel
just
with
make the argument? Stop the questions. Just say, I think the language you used overlapped with right-wing critiques of queer pride.
Yeah, I think it really overlapped with it. Not just like, wait a second, you don't even just don't fucking you're counter posturing right now. You don't fucking play that.
I just want you to make the arguments instead of with the optics and the optics and the optics. Then you ask the rhetorical question. Okay, so the counter argument to this.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry for having a conversation with you, Vaush. Oh, I'm sorry. You're the only one allowed to use rhetorical tactics. Okay.
It's not a rhetorical tactic. I'm just trying to get to the meat of the disagreement. Now, if your argument...
the meat of the disagreement is that I think that your rhetoric here has been just god awful, and I'm gonna stick by that. I don't think that it's okay to enter a conversation about kink at Pride, starting throwing around accusations that anyone who disagrees with you is a pedo. And by the way,
depends on the reason why they disagree with me. And the app, by the way,
yeah,
I don't. I disagree with your term.
As the person with the platform, the onus is on you to be clear with your critiques. And here's the funny thing. Wait a second. In your second video, we got all the way, and I timestamped this because this is one.
Yo, they just called her a woke scold. Oh my god.
We got all the way down.
I mean, okay, I don't want to give a false impression. The chat's pretty even, actually. The website chat is pretty even. There's Shu on head. Okay. Wait, I don't see her. I see people referencing her. She must have come in earlier.
Let's see. It's 11:48, which is what, like 20, somewhere in the ballpark of like what, 20 minutes in or so. 20 minutes into the video, 21 minutes into the video, when you finally go, okay, actually, I'm not talking about leather daddies. You were never clear about who you were actually talking about in this and who you were denouncing. Your lack of clarity on this has led to.
No,
that's not the only. What do you mean the only example?
Stop. So first of all, okay, I disagree with your use of the term
There's shoe. If we don't talk about it, people like fucking Paul Joseph Watson will, and they have no good conclusions. LOL.
Accusations. Me saying, oh,
Denims is in there.
My God, you're all pedophiles, exasperatedly. I don't really think that amounts to like.
That is not an accurate character. That is not an accurate characterization.
No, wait, hold on. I didn't say.
Okay.
Wait, and me like typing in chat, everyone's a pedophile, but me. I don't think these really constitute accusations. The only time I was even remotely specific with that condemnation is when I paired it with an exact description of the types of defenses for sexual behavior around children that were suspicious to me. So I don't like the use of the term accusations. When it comes to how specific
I didn't see the Evangelion lyrics again.
Was I running?
I just thought that would have been funny
like,
if somebody
if
was
you
like,
wear leather at Pride, that's kink and you're a pedophile. I don't like the way I'm being characterized right now. When I was referring to
think
the
you
types,
came pretty close a couple times on that.
No. When I was referring to the behavior
I
I thought was not kid friendly, I specifically referred to like leather jock straps and people wearing full body gimp suits. The term full body gimp suits may have in fact been the only term I used.
I think you literally said in the original take, and I might be misremembering this, and I can get you a clip afterwards. I can do a whole thing if you want to. But if I remember correctly, one of the things you said was someone's bulge. They were wearing a cod piece with a straining bulge, and I'm like, okay, so that sounds like you're talking. That sounds like, pretty specifically.
Like when you have an erection in those leather sacks that you wear at Pride. I've seen them before at Pride. I don't think like a kid's face should be right in front of that. But it's fine if they're not.
Now it's like, a kid's face should be right. Oh, come on. Do you see how unclear and vague you've been? This is part of the problem.
No, this is concern trolling is what it is.
This is not concern trolling.
Every time
you were doing the concern trolling, Vaush. Wait, you're talking about this entire thing has been predicated on issue that functionally doesn't exist. That you've admitted online. Oh, every Pride event is actually pretty much the same. They're all fine actually.
I've never said otherwise. Wait, I didn't say all.
Yes,
but yeah,
you
most
have.
Pride
You
events
absolutely did at the beginning.
I didn't. No, Pride events are organized
like
well. Wait, why do you think the reason I got mad was at people in my chat
Pure
rather
moral
than existing Pride events? It was because people in chat gave insane defenses to the extreme minority of cases where you
have to be really specific
stuff like this is done irresponsibly.
In your critique, otherwise,
you know, Pride event. I never levied
so Vaush was saying,
except for the
Vaush's take and Vaush's frustration is this, if I'm interpreting it right, okay, that he's saying, okay, listen, I understand that the pedo thing has been used as a trope to hurt gay people. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is talk about like specific cases in which, you know, inappropriate things are going on, and the logic being used to defend those things are, you know, similar to the logic that he says he's heard from like actual pedos, all right? He thinks that the take is that you can't critique trans people for, you know, that, even if there is a problem with that. That what she's saying is just let it go, ignore it, you know, like, right? And the thing that he's not getting is that until he shows us what the fuck he's talking about with a specific example, this is just a moral panic, right? Like, to say that this thing is going on in the absence of, like, here's where it happened, here's what it happened, you know, and even those, right? Because, like, you know, those cases themselves are sometimes, if it's, like, a case that gets celebrated by the right wing, a lot of times, like, it doesn't really pan out. It's not what it looks like. It's not how they play it off, right? But I guess that's what he's missing is that, like, he's kind of, it's in his mind that this is happening, right? It's in his head. And that thing in his head is a moral panic, is a right-wing idea, is a perception that this community has more of a problem with that than other communities. That, like, that this is a problem. I mean, this is like, oh God, I'm trying to think of what the comparison would be, but like, I guess he thinks that oh God, I don't even want to, let me not interpret what he thinks anymore. This is already, I'm just trying to like, kind of, I don't know what I'm trying to do. Chat, Can I admit to something to you? I kind of like Vaush. Like, it's not really a parasocial thing because I don't watch enough of his content to have that, like, have parasocial feelings. But just, like, as a person, he seems like the kind of guy I would actually hang out with. He seems like the kind of guy I would get along with, right? And even some of his yikesiness, like, I can relate to, believe it or not. But it's like, when I make those yikes takes, I notice, and I self-crit. I don't throw it back on the people, like, making those critiques, right? That's the difference, and that's kind of why we can't hang. But it sort of does make me sad to see Vaush having more and more of these dad takes. I don't know. It's sad. It's sad. And, like, I keep on wanting to, like, be like, he's just missing this one piece. If he could just understand this one thing, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I just want it to be the case that he's just like.
One that I did though.
I don't agree with you on that, but
wait,
I can go back and double check.
I was only
because even though I might like Vaush, everything that I'm seeing about him shows me that he doesn't like me or people like me.
Criticizing,
like, and I try to ignore so much of it, the cat girl comments, the furry comments, all this shit, you know, there's like, she's just being a little, you know, but, like, I don't know, dude, I don't know, there's way too much smoke here.
The behavior of people online.
You tell me right now, if I go back and watch your videos, I'm not going to find a single argument that could be construed as against pride.
Depends
because
on what you mean by
I think that you're wrong about that. Didn't you literally, wait a second, hold on a minute, didn't you literally title your video Kink at Pride?
Yeah, that is the title.
Dude, come on. This is so.
But yeah, if you see me trying to interpret his takes in a better way than he's representing them, that's why.
Look
disingenuous.
No, that's called.
That is. Wait, no. I'm sorry. No, Vaush, I can't accept this. You know that you've been engaging in the Kink at Pride discourse. If you aren't clear about what you're talking about, if you aren't clear when you are saying,
that's a thumbnail and a title.
No.
That's the name of
I'm not
discourse.
talking just about that. It's the entire discourse. You've been doing this the entire time, and this is one of the things I've been frustrated with, is that in all your videos you're not clear about what you're actually talking about. And then if people argue back at you, you treat them like they're being a pedophile. You will, in fact, you can say, no, this isn't. Nope. I'm sorry.
No, you're
you can
wrong.
Go watch the videos.
The idea that every time somebody disagrees,
like, he might not have literally said that.
You can say
but he did wave that sword.
Videos speak for themselves.
He did wave that sword in their direction.
So, okay, hold on, because we're being watched right now by people who have watched my videos. Chat, was my video, multiple videos, were they about existing pride, or were they about behavior of lefties online?
Oh yeah, he really seems to have a problem with gay guys expressing themselves.
Or were they maybe not clear in what they were about?
I feel like
Demon Mama hit the nail on the head for me. Yeah.
If your argument is that I could
wait, hold on. Let me ask this. Let's ask a little fair question, because I know
Like, I love that she called him out for the Mont and Bailey. You never see people actually call that out. I love that, you know, she's, you know, kind of holding him to account in some way for this stuff, because...
the little chat poll. Real quick question. Anybody in chat, let's be honest here. Let's try to...
Yeah, he was vague. He was definitely vague posting.
Be good faith. Anybody in chat, were any of you unclear about what Vaush was talking about in any of his Kink on Pride videos? Do you think that he was talking about pride?
What?
Do you think he was talking about Folsom? Or are you unclear about what he was talking about?
No, I feel like I was fairly specific in criticizing the behavior of online leftists.
Okay, sure.
That's not specific. That's not specific. Vaush, you're an online leftist. I hate to break it to you, bud, but you're literally online well, not right now, but, like, you were online. Anyway, you were online here. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like, we're online leftists. We're all online. We're all leftists. Online leftists, okay? Right? Yeah, that's not specific enough. That's not nearly fucking specific. If you wave that fucking pedo sword in our direction, don't be surprised if you get some clapback, okay? Jesus Christ.
I disagree.
This is,
I strongly
this is the
disagree.
problem that I have. People read into the shit that I say.
It's
so
not about
much
reading.
negative intent.
Like,
It's not about reading into it.
Wait, you are reading into it. You are by
No,
definition reading into it.
This is not reading.
I made one post on my Twitter complaining about the like kind of douchebag sexist, you know, critique that. Why is there a fucking chopstick in my hair? Why is this here? How long has this been in my hair, chat? I just had a fucking chopstick hanging out in my hair. I don't know. I don't understand. What the hell? What the hell? I don't know. What were we even talking about? Online lefties. You're one of them. I'm one of them. We're all one of them. Saving it for later, I guess. Yeah, I guess I didn't finish my, I thought I finished my... Oh my god, chat. I have no idea how that got... I think it's because my hair's so long, when I walked by the table with the chopsticks on it, it somehow picked it up. Like, I think my hair, like, literally reaches down and picks up chopsticks now. Anyway, where's the other chopstick? It's on the table. Oh my god. Where's the other chopstick? Oh shit. Just kidding, chat. Just kidding. But yeah, what were we even talking about before the chopstick, discourse? Meow. Zero patience for this kind of respectability politics. That's really embarrassing, chat. I'm so glad that there's nobody around to make a clip of me. Right, Samantha? Nobody around to make a really cool clip of me with awesome, like, writing. Can you do another... Samantha, what I'm saying is, can you do another one of those? Like, I'd like another clip. I'd like another clip where you call me a dumbass. Can you do that? Can we make that happen? Just find me doing something stupid, make another clip, call me a dumbass. Problem solved. There we go. Anyway. Mr. Geek, this is you can do this too. You can play too.
Into it. This is when...
Hey, wait. How about you both... Mr. Geek, Samantha... You both hate me. Why don't you get into a contest of, like, who can make the biggest, like, you know, Nocommentchick is a dumbass, like, clip of me. Let's do this. Let's make this happen, okay? I got haters. Let's use them, chat. Let's use them. Haters, I want to see which one of you can make me look incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid. Which one of you can take this big brain based bimbo and make her look like an utter dumbass? Okay, anyway.
When you make...
You gotta poke the haters. You gotta poke the haters.
You can't get out of by saying, oh, people are reading into it. When your response is people who disagree with me are pedos, I'm going to ban them from my chat. I'm going to do these things.
Hey, Academic. Vaush was trying to wriggle out of this convo. Yeah, this is pretty funny.
I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. Anybody who disagrees... Excuse me. Anybody who disagrees... I could bring you up literal quotes, but obviously I called in on stream and I can't put on the screen. I can't do a stream segment while you're doing a stream segment.
Okay, so the problem right now is that you're being incredibly non-specific.
I'm not being
non-specific. Wait, does anybody understand? What does she mean by that? She can't do a stream segment while he's doing a stream. Does anybody understand?
Wait, Demon Mama, please, please. Please,
Demon Mama, please. Please, Demon Mama, don't hurt him.
Reading into stuff that I said because I feel like it was very obvious which groups I was targeting in my criticism.
It wasn't. You said online left. How is that specific?
Deferences to, and then everyone who disagrees with anything
I think
they
that
say,
what it is. It is.
You're a pedophile.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay,
so now I remember.
Apart from a couple of...
You said that.
Please.
Now I remember what I was talking about. Okay, so chat. Like what I was saying is like I went on Twitter. Okay, just to complain about like the kind of like hate threads that were popping up on me in Reddit. There was just like a few douche bros right there, just like, fucking huge hate boner for NCC. And anytime like, you know, I have Mel on and they're like, she's a tanky, they were just ready. Just like anything that I do, they're gonna jump on there and fucking make some hate thread about me, right? And so I was like mentioning that on YouTube. I actually got an asshole to come over from Reddit, make an account on Twitter, just to fucking simp the goddamn subreddit. Just to simp our destiny. Yeah. So, yeah, no, that shit happens. That, like, you know, like, it even a subreddit can get, you know, can have a simp, right? That was somehow related to what we were talking about before I got the chopstick stuck in my hair.
Let me finish. apart from a couple of very obviously hyperbolic and overly broad, frustrated accusations that I saw after, mind you, seeing some really shitty stuff in my chat. Some stuff that really looked like pedo apologia to me in my chat.
Yeah.
I got frustrated. Is that optically good? Is that rhetorically effective? No, it isn't. I already acknowledged that. But the idea that the entire discourse that I've been engaging in has been defined by me making unspecific statements and accusing everyone who has any problem with that of being a pedophile is not true. That is just not true.
I disagree with you. I think I do. And listen, I'm not saying that you've been like literally accusing Big Joel and everybody else of being a pedophile, but I think that the videos that you put out.
I think the reason that he thought he would get away with it while he was saying online leftist is this. That everybody thinks, like I said, we're all online leftists, but a lot of times when we say online leftists, what we mean is like other online leftists, right? We mean different other online leftists. We don't mean us, right? We're not including ourselves. So, right? So it's kind of like he's able to get away with that most of the time because when he says it, people listening to him think, oh, the other ones, not like not me, the other online leftists. Yeah, those are pieces of shit. Those are bastards. Those are bad, pieces. Like, and to me, like, he says it to me, and I'm like, oh, you mean the people that like my hate threats? Yeah, the online left. Yeah, fuck them, right? So we've all got somebody that we think of as the online left that fucking sucks, and we're just used to getting away with that. But honestly, I don't know how you think that that's a discrete critique. Like that, there's like that the online leftists are like a small portion. They're literally everyone that you're talking to, right? Now, obviously, there's leftists that don't, get online that much, right? And I guess you're talking to them too a little bit, but like, honestly, like this is your audience, and yeah, no, it's not specific at all. You're casting a very wide net.
And I'm glad that you're willing to admit here, right now, that yeah, you were really careless with that. But I think that it's
yeah, the bad leftists, right?
It goes beyond that because it first of all, those things, those careless moments ended up in your videos that you.
Wait, there was an apology? Was there an apology? He does seem a little bit less like, proud at the end of this. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything. Sorry, Chad. I'll shut up.
Published as well.
I'll shut up.
About this particular issue.
I mean, I'm guessing most of you kind of know, like, vaguely how this debate went, right?
I don't believe that you're as clear as you were. I took notes this morning on this video before I even came in to even think about this, before I even thought about doing any sort of response to
the weird ones. Yeah, the weird leftists. Yeah, the bad ones.
Trying to talk about. You have examples all over the place in here from
the bad woke skull ladies that say bad things
to flashers being similar to Pride Kink.
Wait, hold on. Wait. This is what I mean by you not knowing what you're talking about, because the things that you just listed were me giving descriptions of the ways in which cultural context could validate the legitimacy of public nudity. These were not comparisons to Pride. You can't just hear like keywords and then just say, oh, this is a comparison to Pride.
Okay. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is that I can go back and I can watch through your video and I can point out that there's a lack of clarity on what you're saying. And yet at the same time,
was that unclear? I feel like it was pretty obvious. I was just saying that public nudity is very culturally and contextually relevant. Again, like, this is what I mean by reading. This is the bad faith I'm talking about. The reason I get frustrated
now I'm in bad faith. You think I'm in bad faith right now?
I think that you are reading my statements.
What am I reading into your statements?
Inaccurately enough that it's approximating the behavior.
This is getting into what Vaush doesn't want to have an opinion about.
This is why I get so frustrated.
Yeah, bad faith demon mama. Okay.
Can you not like?
No, you just did it.
No, I said it's approximating the behavior.
Vaush, I wouldn't be talking about hopping away. I think
don't act like a child when I make this point.
If anybody's been pivoting here,
I put a lot of thought into some of the stuff that I say.
I put a lot of thought into this.
I know. Please let me. And it's frustrating to me when I try to make a salient example on like public nudity, but then you just bring up that example as just part of a list of things that I am apparently comparing to Pride.
Yes, because you are simultaneously asking for me to give you my overall critique and specific examples of things that I don't think served your argument well.
Chad.
Like I can make you like I don't know. This whole thing is like I think it's that in your videos, and I think, you know what, I'm going to make a small appeal here. I think that the sheer level of shitstorm that this has created indicates and I know there's a lot of people who don't like me, but this is a level of unclarity that has been going on for days. Nearly every single other content creator that you engage with, even people who are friendly with you, have been confused about your take on this because you haven't been clear.
I disagree.
Hold on, I'm not done. No, Vaush, come on.
All right. My apologies. I'll let you speak more. Okay.
I need more chopsticks. Yeah, to hold my hair. Yeah.
I'm just trying.
True.
Equal measure.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, nice. I caught that.
You're not wrong.
It's all right. It's all good. Listen, people that also respect you have been confused about your position, and at the same time of being very vague about what exactly you're talking about, naming your videos Pride at Kink, but sometimes referring to other things, doing all kinds of changes where you'll say something like, I just think that anybody who disagrees with me is got some weird pedo shit going on, and then 5 minutes later you say, well, no, I'm actually only talking about this specific thing, which I consider a Mott and Bailey, especially when you're using, at the same time as all of that, you're going in super hard like on saying that people who disagree with you are pedo, and I don't think you're clear about who you're saying that is. And I'm hardly.
I would watch this right now with you if it wasn't like Disney chat. They would fuck me over. They would rake me over the coals like Ursula if I did this, right, chat? But do you remember in The Little Mermaid where she like the bird gives her like a fork and tells her that it's for combing her hair, and he like calls it a, what does he call the? Does anybody remember? He calls the fork something weird. And he tells her it's for, like, combing her hair, because he doesn't know what human stuff is either, but he pretends to. He pretends to be, like, the expert. Does anybody remember what that was called? Yeah, she combs her... Oh, you did that as a kid? Yeah. I don't think I've ever done that. But if I had a fork right now, I would probably do it, because, like, this is really pissing me off. I'm just, like, cannot get, like... Does anybody remember what the bird calls the, like, what does he call the, like, the fork? Maybe something like that. Can I get my... There we go. Something like that. That'll have to work, chat. I'm still have like a little bit of hair in my face. This is less than ideal. That's okay. That's okay. A dingle hopper. Yes, yes, it's a dingle hopper. This is called a dingle hopper.
Inventing this out of nowhere, and I don't even think, and Vaush, I don't think you can just say that this is bad faith, because it's people who love your shit. I know for a fact. I know people from my community, people who are members of my mod team, who got banned from your chat for just disagreeing with you. And I don't think, and I saw their logs.
Then
so I'm
I
just
would
saying,
like to see.
Yeah, there are people telling Vaush to just hang up.
Do you think? Wait, Vaush, do you think it's possible that maybe you just fired a little over the gun and have been doubling down a whole lot on that fucking rhetoric?
What take do you think I'm doubling down on?
I think you're doubling down on your rhetoric, and you're not just willing to admit that.
What
holy
rhetoric?
shit! Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been.
Wait, hold on, just a second, really quick from chat. Vaush, you blocked Gayfesh for nothing, lol. After I blocked Gayfesh, I saw that fucker on Twitter saying that I haven't sucked enough dick to have an opinion on Pride, okay? Nah, fuck that person, okay? I don't care if you're a longtime chatter. These malicious opinions pop out.
I'm not going to defend Gayfesh.
Out the moment people disagree with me. It's the same with the biphobia shit. All these woke motherfuckers run out there and instantly start
Vaush.
showing their ass.
I gotta stop you there, because I understand that, like, you're frustrated, but at the same time, like,
Why
you're ignoring your own.
Wait, why are you interrupting
ignore
me
your
all
own. No, because the reason why I'm interrupting is because it's like, it's one thing to say, oh, this person said an asshole thing on Twitter, but you said asshole things as well. You said in a moment of frustration to your chat, to members of your chat, people who you were arguing with, oh, you're just a pedo.
Like, did Gayfesh really say that shit? Chat, did Gayfesh really say that shit? They reconciled? Oh, good. But did Gayfesh actually say that? Was Gayfesh, like, trying to minimize, like... Is that what the bi-erasure thing was about? That he got triggered and doesn't want to admit it? I mean, he definitely is showing some signs of being anxious, for sure. She's getting a bit off point here. Yeah, I don't know, chat. Like, I mean, I don't hate Gayfesh or anything. I just, like, feel a little lied to. like I said, like it's good. It'd be easier for me to forgive Demon Mama at this point than Gay Vaush.
That's a pretty fucking fucked up thing to say to people. Yeah, maybe some people are going to get a little mad and they're going to say, you haven't sucked enough dicks. That's also shitty. But you called them.
So it might have been a misunderstanding then. Maybe Gay Vaush said something that Vaush took to mean that, but that's not what. Okay.
Pedo. Are you really defending this?
No, I'm not defending it. I'm saying that you can't just present one.
Oh, it was in chat. Vaush, you've literally only sucked one dick, LMAO. I mean, I guess context might be important there. Like, it's kind of like if you know somebody and you know that they you know, it's like if you know somebody and you know that you're valid to them, that your identity is valid to them, right? Then you can make those kind of jokes, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Shit gets misinterpreted in chat all the time. I don't know. I don't want to have too strong of an opinion because I just really don't.
Side of that, yeah, obviously people are going to be fucking shitty.
Presenting
but this is
one
definitely
side of that would imply
do I need to fix my eyeliner? I think I do. I think I need to actually fix my eyeliner. Let's fuck up here.
Which I've done
yes,
now.
Just acknowledging it, just acknowledging. Oh yeah,
I was slightly because I've already said no. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, sure. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about how you not just.
What do you mean? Don't want to talk about it? I opened
if you don't want to
it.
talk. No, you didn't. You've been defending your position. You've been defending the language that you've used, your rhetoric this entire time. You've been downplaying it, acting like
no. Wait, we can't keep going back to this. The only thing I've defended with
going
regards
back
to
to what?
The only pedo accusation rhetoric that I've doubled down on were the ones that I gave later on, where I was specifically describing the types of defenses that made me really, really suspect of people's intentions. At the very least, it feels like it's enabling certain types of defenses that I'm very, very uncomfortable with. Apart from that, the stuff that wasn't that, for like the fourth time, yeah, it was hyperbolic bad faith well poisoning. I've already acknowledged that. I just don't see, I'm not as bothered by this as you, because as far as I'm concerned, this entire discourse has been hyperbolic bad faith well poisoning. The only difference is I was the one who came out with an argument in addition to it, and it felt like nobody else came out with one. Like, I got in the muck, I jumped in the toilet, sure, but I came out with an argument, and I defend that argument now, and that's what I'm interested in talking about.
Why?
Okay. I mean, if you don't want to,
okay, now I'm imagining Vaush as Mr. Spleen.
Talked about it. What's more?
Or some kind of like.
Talk about?
You know what I'm saying?
I think you're not. I don't think you're taking that seriously. I don't think you're taking seriously.
He like jumps into the toilet with a scrub
sheer
brush.
Amount of hyperbole, and I think that as a result of that, you're downplaying just how fucking out of line you were with that rhetoric. That was my main critique, and that is my main critique. I think I would, I'd love to have a actual conversation about the boundaries of kink at Pride. In fact, oh God, I even was thinking about doing that on stream before I got called a pedo by a fuckload of people on Twitter for even saying I was going to talk about a take that was different than yours. I didn't even know you'd made a video about it yet. So do you
mean by fuckload of people? I'd like to see some evidence that there was this huge glut of my fans.
I never said it was your fans.
Who listens?
I never even implied it was your fans.
Wait, who listens to me except for my fans?
I never even said it was your. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're getting at here. I never even said it was you. I didn't say you were responsible for it. I'm saying that wait, what? I was just telling you my experience with the discourse I mean, to be fair, your video kicked it off. Your video kicked it off with everybody reacting to it. And in that video, you said some pretty easily
the implication really made it seem like you were saying it was my fans. But okay, if you're just saying like I just made those accusations, then it was also like a separate group of people, then okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know. Like, I don't think there's any contention between us about the fact that if you have a big platform, you can start discourse, and if you poison that discourse to a degree that discourse can be almost unresolvable. And I believe that with you starting this entire discourse, being very careless by blasting entire groups of people who may or may not disagree with you, being unclear who it was you were saying that they're pedophiles, while we're talking about
we've
Pride.
Already said this, yeah. Though
yes,
I do, for what it's worth, though, I do think you're.
But Vaush, I don't want you to downplay it. Okay.
First of all,
because this is something I take seriously.
What you can say is me downplaying it is apparently me acknowledging it and addressing it like
no,
8
no, no,
times
no,
over
don't,
the
no,
course
no.
of this
I'm sorry, I'm
conversation.
not gonna buy that, Vaush. I'm not gonna buy that.
Is this really all you have? You just come on to virtue signal.
There you
Like,
go.
why don't
You're
we
literally
continue
doing
talking?
it again. You're just no. See, you say, oh, is that literally all you have? Vaush, half of your fucking content is critiquing people's rhetoric. You do
But I've
videos on Rhetoric
accepted
101.
the critique.
Okay, good. So you admit that you completely destroyed the discourse, and that
I think that I poisoned the well.
Blowing accusations at the beginning of pedophilia has had a knock-on effect that may have reached beyond your fan base. Yes or no?
Well, repeat the last statement, please.
Okay. Do you think that your very careless use of pedophilia accusations or insults or whatever you want to call it, I don't care which word you use, poisoned the discourse to a degree that it had repercussions beyond your fan base?
You know what? No. I think that it's the responsibility of the community to have better takes on this, and I saw literally thousands of people. Hold on. And I saw literally thousands of people giving takes that I felt were adjacent to justifying child abuse. And when I pointed that out, everyone was acting as though I was jabbing at ghosts. That was extremely frustrating for me. And I'll say, wait, hold on. And you're doing it too. You're saying they don't exist. I'm sorry.
No,
maybe the reason this got so hyperbolic is because people like you aren't willing to accept any broader criticisms of the community's behavior.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's absolutely people like me that made this. When you started this fucking thing with a video where you threw accusations of pedophilia completely vaguely based on things that you didn't even know which topic you were talking about. You make a video,
hold on. You're the one who doesn't
Pride
know.
and Kink.
I know the topic I was talking about.
Excuse me. You make a video at Kink at Pride where you repeatedly mention Pride. You repeatedly name drop Pride. And then when I say, that doesn't really line up with your other statements, then you say, well, I wasn't talking about Pride necessarily, but your video is titled Pride. You say the name Pride millions of times in your video. Not millions. You say it many, many times in your videos. You say
chat seems clear on my intentions. I mean, I feel like
that's literally the opposite of clear, Vaush. That's you telling people.
Wait, is that because he banned everybody? That's like,
and I wasn't clear in my arguments.
Chat, was anybody in this? Was anybody in VGG at the time?
I feel like I was being clear. Are there ways to be clearer?
How many bans got?
Literally always a way.
It sounded like he was banning a lot of people.
Like people who actually
was that mostly at the end, or
listen to the words coming out of my mouth, understood what I was saying? There does seem to be some disagreement, but I don't know how much of that disagreement is willful misinterpretation of what I've said.
This is why I let the mods handle most of my bans. If I started banning people whenever I got angry, you'd all be banned.
So I don't.
But anybody who liked Sarsha's thread, oh my god,
I don't like.
You'd be banned from Twitch and
like if you don't think that me of all people is going to come to you and fucking
conversation. Like you didn't come to provide anything. You just wanted a virtue signal.
No,
this is why I let my mods handle it, because they're like,
see, this is what I'm talking
about. They're
like,
more emotionally.
You're gonna call me a child in this, but all right, if that's what you think, if you
mature
really
than
think
me.
that, by the way, you literally seated on what
banned for
on my
meowing?
core argument, which is that your rhetoric was ridiculously irresponsible.
And
it
was. He was banning pro Kinksters right after his rant. Oh my god.
Win. This is what I said.
You weren't there, but you watched the VOD.
I think this is fucking stupid. I think this has been completely stupid, and I think you started it with the stupidity.
But I acknowledge, like, it doesn't even feel like you came to have a conversation. It feels like you just came to rub my nose in
no, not at all. You were defending your positions when I walked into the stream, and I responded to that.
What positions do you have a problem with? We are now how long into this?
I'm sorry.
You still haven't given me a position.
I misspoke in saying position. I should say rhetoric in this case.
Rhetoric, right. So you think my position is fine?
Wait, sorry. Can I get your on the record? Do you think rhetoric is frivolous or stupid, or are you not like literally the rhetorician online?
So early on in this conversation, you said you had multiple criticisms of my position as well. But
yeah, that does sound like a trigger.
No, we can. If you want to talk about if you want to talk about positions on King,
can I just ask you a couple questions? They're not like leading questions. I just want to ask for your perspective.
Go for it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's important that
you should have been banned for meowing
held in cities should be made accessible and family friendly?
I'm glad that he doesn't ban for meowing.
Overtly kinky or sexual content.
Are you allowed to ban it? Are you allowed to meow in Demon Mama's chat?
Stuff like that. That kind of stuff.
Does Demon Mama let you meow?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I agree.
Or is that?
Okay.
Do you got an NCC bad if you meow?
I don't think that means that we should get kink out of Pride. I don't think that anything. I just think that sure. If you want to have certain areas that are family friendly, sure, that's fine.
You can look at my
just keep in mind
and my video to find me saying I'm fine with kink at Pride. I just want a section of it. You watched my video, right?
Yes, I watched your video.
Did you just look at the thumbnail? Did you just look at the thumbnail?
No, I did not just look at the thumbnail. Vaush, you want me to fucking
you meowed and you survived?
Entire document of things that I did. Who do you think I am? Do you think I'm just some fucking jester? I fucking take this shit seriously.
I mean, chat, I'm not suggesting. Listen,
Like, yes, I know that you've said various things all over the place, and that's the problem that I have.
Just so everybody knows, I'm not suggesting that you go over to Demon Mama's chat and meow. That might get you banned. It'll at least get somebody to say NCC bad at you, and you don't need that toxic shit.
With this entire thing is that you've been saying a lot of different things, and when you're pressed on certain issues, you act as though anybody disagreeing with you is totally unreasonable and a pedophile.
Just when they say NCC bad, go ahead and agree with them. Go ahead and agree. Just be like, yeah, no, NCC bad.
I feel like I've made it excessively clear that I'm okay with kink and pride as long as there's an area or a section or a time period where children or whatever can go without, like,
I think that if I'm not mistaken,
I feel like I'm being gaslit. Like, how many times do I have to say this over and over? Like, it's in the video. It's in the.
It sounds like there's somebody else in the Discord. Was that just Demon Mama that said you think?
Tweets?
I couldn't tell.
It's in today's stream. It's in the conversation I'm having with you right now.
I don't remember him saying he was fine with kink and pride.
So you're accusing me of gaslighting now, or
can you just respond to the feelings I have rather
than posturing and oh my god.
Oh, you're daring to
Vaush put me in coach. Oh, Shu wants to get in with Demon Mama. Shu wants in on this.
Come on, just I feel like I'm being gaslit.
You're posturing a lot here right now. Like,
but,
there's no nothing.
How am I gaslighting you? How am I gaslighting you? Just tell me, come on.
Shu says I'm yelling at my monitor.
Wait, I just said. Is this a joke? I just said I've been very clear that I'm okay with kink at pride. I think everything has its place. I just explained.
So that's okay, then that's great. If that's your position, that's fine. That is not the impression that I got from your initial videos. Now, yes, I do acknowledge that there was a tweet in which you said, yeah, I'm fine with most of this, but I don't think that your rhetoric in the initial videos or the way that you approached your arguments in those initial videos even came close. No, sure. If you want to say that that's where your position is now, that's great. That's fine. I never disagree with you on that. But in the process of getting to that, no, I don't agree with you on that. I don't think your initial videos were that clear.
Yeah, the chat's turning on Demon Mama on the website chat, or maybe her supporters got banned. I don't know.
I think this is a situation where there's been a walk back and you're acting as though people responding to your initial critiques, people saying, hey, this rhetoric was problematic, this argument was not good, are like like fucking insane or gaslighting you because they're saying, hey, you said these things and these things are kind of fucked. And I get it if you want to say something different now. Okay, that's why I said it felt like a Mott and Bailey.
I will acknowledge that with time, I got a little bit better at describing my position because when I initially made it, I felt like people would be good faith.
It looks like a few people over on the YouTube chat are still supporting Demon Mama, but the website chat seems to have turned or something. Seems to be pretty negative. They're like, so Denims and Surfs were in there earlier. I don't see them. I do see Shu on head. Is it Shu? Did Shu bring a bunch of people with her?
Because the initial position that I took was the problem I have with kink at pride, and then I like talked broadly about pride, and then I said I think kink has its places as long as there's some way to cordon it off from the kid-friendly spaces. But then as time went on, I realized that people were interpreting what I was saying as that kink and sex should be like...
Yeah, it's really hard for him to like justify the idea that he is fine with 99% of pride when he was talking about like the bulges in kids' faces. I mean, like, if that's going on, yeah, that's a problem. And the fact that he'd mentioned that makes it sound like he thinks that's, you know, going on in a significant way.
This shameful secondary thing, which was never my intention. So with time, I grew more specific in the clarification, but I feel like even the initial thing that I said, with just a little bit of good faith interpretation, comes off as a pretty clear acceptance of kink and its place at pride, just not in every single place at pride at all times. But yeah, if your argument is that I need to...
your initial video...
If your argument is just I wasn't clear enough to begin with, then
yes, but the thing I've been saying that, but you responded with incredible hostility even to me when I said that.
Clarity is contextual. So I can make a statement that I feel is abundantly clear, and other people can then say, I feel like you weren't being clear at all. So I think from the get-go, I was pretty clear, and that the language you're using, that it was incredibly irresponsible for you to do this, that it was destructive, that you burnt the bridge. I think stuff like that...
He hasn't, he still hasn't defined what the fuck he means by kink anyway. Like, he's just wearing a leather thong unacceptable? What about a vest? come on, people, just reinterpret what I said in the best faith way possible. Yo, I think there's an expectation there. I really do. I think that a lot of male creators like have an expectation of being taken in the best faith possible, and that if that doesn't happen, that they're getting rat fucked. Meanwhile, they interpret marginalized people in the worst faith way possible, and if you don't do that, then you're somehow simping them, right? That there is a double standard, right?
What do you think about burning a bridge?
Or burnt the well or something.
Sorry, did you burn a bridge with yourself? Like, is that...
Moment. When you used language
he
like
looks like he's taking this well. Yeah, he's getting a little sweaty.
To begin with, it felt as though you were saying that my unclearness, to the extent that existed, was incredible and irresponsible. I think it was fine to begin with, and it's just gotten more clear with time.
I do agree that I think that you have gotten more clear, but I do not agree.
Like, I see chat here pointing out that... Actually, I don't even know. Like, somebody in chat is pointing out that Vaush is... It's almost like he's autistic and has a communication problem, right? And like, so that's his YouTube chat making that excuse for him. If ever a trans person, got in, in a argument like this and tried to fall back on that of like, actually, I didn't communicate very well. Like, tried to retcon one of their takes via the idea that they have a communication or they have a disability that makes it harder for them to communicate. Oh my god, they get laughed at. We get laughed at so hard. Dude, we can't even say that. Even if it's absolutely true, even if it's 100% fucking true, we can never say that. We will get fucking wrecked. We will get railed if we do that shit, right? This is something that I guess only you have to be like a white cis guy to get that benefit of the doubt, right? I don't know. Chat, like I said, and I say often, I don't think that white cis straight men are the Dio Brandos of oppression. I don't think that we should essentialize their identity either. I don't think we should make the assumption that they're this or that or you know what I mean? Like, I think that does get in our way, right? I think we do kind of essentialize different groups of people as either being victim or oppressor. And I do think that that's problematic, right? But, it is easier to get away with bullshit. Let's just admit it. This is the whole purpose. Chat, do we know Minnesota Mike? Do we know who Minnesota Mike is? Right? We're talking about, God, what the fuck? Tiborosaurus Rex, right? He's like a right-winger. When I looked up, like, takes on, takes on the, protest in Minneapolis when it was going down. I was like looking, of course YouTube, it gives you corporate news first, right? And you scroll down, you scroll down, you scroll down, you scroll down, you finally get to like, okay, here's a video by a person. What was the first video YouTuber recommended by a person? Was it somebody that like, has an understanding of what it's like to be black in America? What it's like to deal with the police? Nope. It was a white dude. It was an ill-informed white car rant dad named Tiborosaurus Rex, who we immortalized as Minnesota Mike, right? Thank you, Canadian Bacon, for that one. And like the whole point of him is that he can get away with so much fucking cringe, so much bullshit. And what is his YouTube sitting at now? Like over 100,000, right? Who put him at the top of the fucking algorithm? Who put him at the top of the list for citizen journalists after the protests, right? He got recommended as being like the best source for this, according to YouTube, other than corporate news. This is your dude, right? And he gave the worst take possible. His take, if I remember correctly, was something along the lines of, listen, like, yes, black people get fucked over. Is George Floyd a good example of this? That was his fucking take. That was his take. That George Floyd was not an open and shut case. That George Floyd was a little too complicated to say that the cops did wrong here, right? That was his fucking take. That's a fucking, like, just dog shit take of the universe. And that got lifted above everything else in the algorithm, above everything else in the search algorithm, right? And recommended to me as the best piece of citizen journalism work on this issue, right? So that's what we're talking about, right? That it just means that they get away with more bullshit. It doesn't mean that they are inherently bad, or we should essentialize their identity, or that every time we see, like that every time a white straight cis guy walks into a room that they have to be like, oh, sorry, I'm a scumbag over here. I'm a white straight cis. You don't have to do that. That performative virtue signaling, that doesn't mean shit to us, okay? If you really care about us, if you want to show us that you're fucking, here for the cause, then just, chill the fuck out. Anyway,
with the idea that you did not misstep with your rhetoric. I don't think that your initial video.
I always misstep with rhetoric. Even my best debates and videos.
He's really starting to sweat now. He's really starting. Communist invading radicals. Again, that's the dude. Yeah, that guy. So if anybody subs my YouTube right now,
accusations I maintain. By the way,
you'll see the stream alert of Minnesota Mike. If you want to see what he's.
Do you think it's so this is a bit of a rhetoric move for me.
If you want to see the dude we're talking about, and you are not a sub yet, go ahead and hit sub, and you'll trigger the stream alert. You'll see him.
Do you think it's a good look for you to deny all of the experiences that I've had and all the people that I've seen over the past 48 hours making arguments that I would argue?
Did I ever deny it?
Trans men are Dio Brando, big sexy.
Chat, I'm deferring to you now. Did Demon Mama not deny the existence of those people when I said people are accusing me of fighting shadows? And
oh, I'm sorry, chat's actually moving now. Vaush, Pride needs to have good optics. Delivered in the worst way optically possible. Good point, actually. Like his initial post was, Pride should be unobjectionable, and he then never addressed that some of us have bodies that are objected to just for existing. That's a good point, yeah. Vaush's whole brand is the rhetoric guy. His ability to communicate clearly is literally his branding. Yeah. It kind of sucks when people forget about their core branding, their core brand proposition, right? His whole reactionary thing, it just gets to me. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot here that hasn't been addressed. Trans men are the Dio Brandos, yes. I think there is an expectation, and the controversy will seem really out there for people who default interpreting what Vaush said in very good faith. Yeah, like the idea that if there was ever any problem, God.
Demon Mama said, yeah, you kind of
No,
are.
I did not.
You are lying to my fucking face right now. You're lucky I have a bad memory. What else have I missed?
No, hold on a second. I'm sorry. We can watch a VOD. I literally said, I know those people exist, but you cannot cater your rhetoric on a large issue broadly based on a handful of those people, unless you're clear about that.
I don't remember you saying that at all.
I literally just said that. Oh my God, this is so ridiculous. And of course, your chat's going to spam yes.
You did say that? Okay. Wait, but so she did say that. Did she also say? Did she also say the shadow bot or the shadow?
Hold on. Look at all those motherfuckers who just spammed yes when then you rewind back and you see that I wasn't fucking lying. You people are insane.
Well, okay. Wait, hold on. This is the first time that chat's answered in your favor. Hold on now. Vaush specified it was the horny Twitter lefties. Yeah. But chat, I do remember me saying something like I feel like...
So he did specify... He was talking about the horny left. Okay. I mean, still, waving the pedo sword in the horny left's face is kind of unjustified, too.
People are just accusing me of shadowboxing when I describe these, predatory tendencies. And then Demon Mama said something like, you kind of...
Oh, God, when you say predatory tendencies, it gives the impression that the whole category that you've described has tendencies in that direction. Like, Vaush, that's literally, oh, God. See, I'm sorry, this is tough. This is tough for me.
Didn't that happen? I guess I'll have to rewatch this. But I remember...
I said you kind of are, but I don't feel like that's the same thing as saying I don't think that's reasonably conflatable with me denying that these people exist. That would be insane of me to do that. I would never do that.
That's the feeling that I got when I say I worry people
but that's on you. Now you're reading into my words.
Well, you're always reading into people's words. So you said I was fighting a straw man, and then I said I get frustrated when people accuse me of attacking, and they say that the things I'm attacking don't even exist. And then you say you kind of are, which does imply that the thing that I'm describing doesn't exist, right? Isn't that
no, I don't agree with
implication?
you. No. I didn't say that at all.
Okay.
No, I've been very clear about
Then let's just move on. Okay, so you agree those people existed.
Yes, obviously. I've literally said that like 3 times in this conversation. Of course I agree there's people. I mean, again, but that doesn't.
Who's the best pope? Let's see. I think I like Best Pope Ever. Best Pope Ever is pretty cool. Have you ever seen his Kingdom Hearts rundown? It's like 3 hours going over the plot of Kingdom Hearts. It's pretty based. Like, he not only does like the Catholic scriptures, he also does the like sort of video game lore as well. So I kind of appreciate that you get all of your lore in one place. You don't have to just like get the Christian lore or the Catholic lore or the, you know what I mean? And you can get the you can go ahead and get all the video game lore in the same place, and it really works well together. I think I really, Best Pope Ever, definitely my favorite video game pope.
Doesn't change anything about what I'm actually arguing, because like okay,
so they do exist, but I should
hold on a second.
Call them pedos.
Hold on a second. Wait, let me give you.
They do exist, but like, oh my god, dude! Like when you start concentrating on, like you look at the queer community and you're like, there are pedos in your midst. Like you're acting like that those people don't exist in the straight community in equal numbers, equal proportions, right? That's the mistake. That's the mistake. Because like the very lowest level of like prejudice against like LGBT people says that, you know, it makes criticisms of lifestyle, right? It says that like basically, you know, yes, some gays are okay, but there's a lot of bad people, right? There's a lot of people that are into some really bad shit in there, you know what I mean? Like, this is where the bad people hang out. If you're looking for the... I'm not saying they're all bad people in there. I'm just saying if you're looking for the bad people, that's where they are. And they absolutely aren't. There are plenty of examples of hetero pedos. And, like, if anything, if you're really concerned about, like, going after these people, Vaush, then you might want to look where they're at, and they're equally dispersed. I mean, I don't know. Like, until you show me some evidence showing differently, I'm going to assume they're equally dispersed.
An example. If we do, let's take like a Ben Shapiro type. Let's say Ben Shapiro picks on some like pedophile trans person, okay, and says, "Hey, this person exists," and then Ben Shapiro goes and makes a video talking about trans people and pedophilia, and you might recognize that, oh yeah, maybe the person he was talking about existed, and maybe when you confront them on it, he would go, "Oh, and I'm not comparing you."
This is the comparison you're making is so extraordinary.
No, it is not. I just said, let me use an extreme example to clarify what I'm saying. I just said that. Come on. I feel like, I don't know, maybe like
all of my content is queer friendly.
Yeah, there's a lot of Demon Mama hate here. I'm surprised.
And it wasn't just one person, it was an entire onslaught of arguments that came from me, from my own chat and from the broader community. And in discussion of this, it was pretty clearly not condemning pride or gay people. I was condemning some of these arguments that people were using to defend kink at pride, because some of those arguments were really bad and really suspect.
And in your attempt to, in your mind, perhaps hit a certain group of people, you were hitting a lot of people, and I think that that's very, very bad.
Apart from the few times that I said, "Oh my God, you're all pedophiles," early on.
Yeah, I always thought that Vaush was a part of the horny left, right?
Hold on. So the hyperbolic accusations that you're referring to are ones that were not made into a video. The worst ones, where I just said, "Oh my God, you're all pedophiles," those came from a segment that I never released. The video that I released and the tweets that I made only included me accusing people of pedophilic tendencies for making arguments that I specifically described. So with that being said, where was the collateral damage?
Wait, like the collateral damage? The collateral damage is fucking all over the place. Have you seen Twitter? Literally, didn't even.
I mean,
like,
which groups of people
I brought up my own
example that didn't deserve it?
The thing is, Vaush, oh my God.
I think there's a lot of people. I think there's a fuckload of people who are getting flack on this for.
When you give energy to a trope like that gets gay people killed, Vaush, you'll never know what the energy you added to that did. You're not going to be able to be like, okay, this specific gay dude that got killed, yeah, that was my, yeah, that didn't have to happen. That was my energy, right? You're never going to get that. Like, it could be anyone. It could be, Like, that's the thing. You're not going to see, like, your direct... It's like climate change. You don't see that, okay, the carbon that I put out this morning driving my car to work, that's the carbon that's making the sun, like, the temperature this much more hot. Like, you don't see the direct relation. It's one of these things that goes in an aggregate, the aggregate of everything that everybody does, all the takes that everybody has, like, goes in to form people's minds to make them think certain things. And those thoughts, those ways that, you know, normies fucking think, that's what gets gay people killed or not, right? So no, you're not going to be able to see the direct harm of it, but just please, God, for God's sake, Vaush, believe me that it's out there, right? Like, I can show you examples of that direct harm a lot easier than you can show me examples of places where the queer community is being too permissive and allowing children to get hurt in the process, right? I don't think you can show me that at all. I can absolutely show you the harm that comes from irresponsible rhetoric like this.
Having kink at pride takes that are different than yours, but aren't fucking advocating for pedophilia, who are now having accusations of pedophilia slung at them.
So,
and that's because, and that's because I'm not saying that you're individually.
If someone makes a bad argument, why not explain why it's bad instead of jumping to a hyperbolic claim? Yeah.
Going after that.
And it's a thought terminating, isn't it? Would you say that the pedo thing, that the accusation of the other side is pedos, like, that's a thought terminating cliche, right? That's a way of you not dealing with the argument. That's a way of you opting out, right? That's like a...
But of course not. That would be absurd. But what you did do is you started this fucking discourse this time around.
This reminds me of people.
I mean, I don't think he started it. If I'm not mistaken, Lauren Southern started it. It's just that, like, he kind of picked up where she left off. And I would have way rather see him take it in a different direction. That's all.
Reminds me of whenever I make criticisms of, like, the LGBT community online, of which I, as a member of it, have plenty. People will often say, like, okay, your arguments were good, and the things you were criticizing exist, but...
The funny thing is I've listened to Demon Mama debate enough that I can kind of, like, from her voice, I can tell where she is. Like, I can tell she's right up on the mic like this, you know, just from her voice.
Conservatives are going to use these arguments too in bad faith.
Okay, let me be really clear.
True, I feel like the only other thing I can do is just not speak on the negative elements of those communities, and I can't do that, and nobody should do that. Criticism can improve a community. So I think what we have to do here is recognize that, hey, I want to be really clear about this. Even if I had never opened my mouth, a lot of you were going to get called pedos anyway. Big cultural discourse, a lot of lefties online.
But yeah, then why are you trying to placate the right in an effort? Like, I thought that was your excuse, was that, like, they're going to call us pedos otherwise, right?
Putting their foot in their mouths pretty hard. I like Big Joel, but man, did his tweet thread come off like massive conservative condemnation bait. It feels like a lot of people on the left are, like, ignorant to how bad things can get out there. Like, the idea that I'm responsible for the entire...
But this is neither here nor there.
No, dude, we are not ignorant. Hey, listen, if anybody knows how bad it can get out there, it's fucking trans people, Vaush. God. We know exactly... We're the ones that feel the fucking repercussion. We don't have any insulation, okay? Yeah, we know how bad it is.
You've gone off on, like, another tangent. This has nothing... Like, what does Big Joel... Like, I don't know what Big Joel has anything to do with what I'm saying.
I feel like what I said was pretty relevant to what you just said. I don't think I'm solely responsible for the discourse, and I don't think the existence of negative
obviously you're not solely responsible for the entire kink at pride discourse, but I think that there is enough view count.
Sorry if I'm muting too much chat.
For fuck's sake, your name was trending with kink at pride. So yeah, sorry, but you really kicked this one off this way.
I'm responsible for every lefty who got called a pedo.
I'm not. I never said that. Why can't you engage with these in actual, like, actually try to hear what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like you're desperate.
Then what is the collateral damage?
Listen, I just don't think that you simping a right-wing point of view is exactly helpful for us. How hard is this to figure out? Look,
I don't think that all of your accusations...
I don't know. I'm going to oversimplify. Oh, Chris Raygun's in chat. Hey, cool. I'm going to try to oversimplify that, or I'm probably going to oversimplify this. Listen, like, if I'm on a debate panel, like, with you, and, like, the issue gets brought up, and, like, I go for, you know, putting my point of view out there, attacking the right-wing point of view, you know, pressing forward, and you come behind me and say, well, actually, the right-wingers kind of have a point here and here and here, and like I'm going to light you up. And chat, if you've seen me debate, you've seen this happen. If a lefty fucking hits me from the right, oh my god, I've got no fucking mercy. Vaush, we're not on a debate, we're not on a panel, but that's what you're doing. That's friendly fire. I don't know how hard it is for you to recognize that. That's fucking friendly fire. And, like, I'm not gonna make, you know, assumptions about why you're doing that, right? Maybe, I don't know, like, right? Maybe you think you're doing it for a good reason, but Jesus Christ, you like, I hope you know what that feels like in a debate, and I hope you know just what somebody else is gonna do if you fucking do that shit. Yeah, you come at me from the right. If you're a lefty on a debate with me and you come at me from the right, I'm gonna fucking destroy you. Because I do not have time to be watching my back in a fight.
As clearly hyperbolic and hyper broad as you'd like to think. And this is my reaction as somebody who watched the videos and responded and go, wow, damn, that seems like a fucking broad blast. And I do think that especially, and I know that you know this, I know that you agree with me on this, because that on issues like this, we have to be careful with rhetoric.
I agree, but I don't.
Yes,
I've never said otherwise. I said,
and yet at the same time, you're refusing to. You continue to play. You've continued throughout this conversation to downplay when I say, hey, when you started out, and there's tons of. No, wait, listen, hold on. Let me finish. You asked me like multiple questions. I'm gonna finish my point now. Okay. So when you ask me what's the collateral, and I point to Twitter and I go, your name and Kink at Pride is trending, and in every single conversation, everybody who touches it is getting called a pedo if you so much as disagree with your take. And by the way, there are a lot of people who specifically referenced your argument and said, I think Vaush is the right take on this, and if you disagree with it, these were people that I got in my comments. And I'm not saying a lot of them. There were a few, and I know you're not responsible for every single one. But I think that there are lines that you can acknowledge and say, damn, opening this up with broad and vague accusations of pedophilia against other queer people.
You can't. Okay. If you bring this up again, I have to hang up because I can't go. Okay. I can't do the 11th time.
You asked me what the collateral is, and I'm describing it.
No. You can describe the collateral without saying once more, it was irresponsible of me to make hyperbolic accusations of pedophilia, because I know that, okay?
Then you know the collateral. Then you should know the collateral.
No, that's not the same as knowing the collateral, okay? Because I engage in a lot of hyperbole on this stream, and I don't think that because I trended on Twitter and people on the left got called pedophiles, that means there's a direct one-to-one connection between me doing that, like between X and Y. Especially since
obviously.
Please. Especially since the most publicized content that I engaged in was much more directed and responsible with the accusations that I made. So, with all of that being said, one of the other issues that I have is that the overstatement of harm can be really destructive in these instances. I got an fuck ton of abuse online for this, and all the takes you can find on Twitter are pretty milquetoast. I think the well was poisoned ubiquitously by pretty much every major actor who participated in it, and it's frustrating to me that I know I'm the only one who's going to get burnt on this. That there
You're not the only one.
Wait, hold on. All the rando Twitter queer accounts that got 20,000 likes giving their dumb fuck takes on this are going to fade into anonymity afterwards. this is going to stick to me for years.
Wait, Xander's in there? Yes, Xander's in there. What's Xander saying? Like, when I last saw Xander, he seemed like he was more on Demon Mama's side, but I haven't seen his take.
Wait, I'm the only one who's going to get burned for this, okay? Now, hey, you know what? I also make 6 figures. I accept the consequences of being a public figure. But it's frustrating to me that you would come on here and just try to grind my nose in the irresponsibility.
Yeah, I mean... What's happening to me? I feel like a little bit of empathy with the dude. Like, right? In that, like... Fuck, I don't know what to feel. Maybe I'm a fucking misogynist too, chat. Maybe I fucking hate myself as a woman, and that's why I feel empathy with him. Like, I legit feel sorry that, like, he realized something's wrong and he's still getting hit for it. I don't know. I'm probably being overly charitable. Right? This shit, getting dogpiled on Twitter. Yeah. No, I actually do feel, like, for him about this Twitter thing. I do feel for him, you know, in terms of, like, I don't know. That being said, he hasn't done enough to walk it back. Like, if you throw out accusations like that, you have a huge, the only way that you can ask for forgiveness is if you fully pull that back and disarm and say, whoa, I fucked up. That's what needs to happen. That's absolutely what needs to happen, right? If you do harm to me and you realize you fucked up, like, let me know by telling everyone, like, right? Like, undo the damage you've done for the first, you know, like, that's what you have to do, like, or try. You can't actually undo all the damage that you do, but, like, you know, the first step is to undo all the damage that you that you can, right? And people need to see that. That's the good faith. You need to make a good faith gesture. You need to make a good faith gesture, and that's kind of what you're missing here. Like, I do feel fucking sorry for you. I know it sucks to get dogpiled on Twitter. I actually have some sympathy for you in the social shit that you've expressed of, like, the idea that, like, you know, people on the left just don't like you for whatever reason. I actually have a lot of sympathy towards that. I think there's too much social hierarchy that goes on in our movements that it can poison, you know, things and turn things, like, toxic, that don't need to be. It can really fuck things up, right? I actually have a lot of fucking sympathy, but what I need is, like, I need you to show good faith. I really need you to show good faith here.
The bad faith, the poisoning.
Vaush, come on.
You mentioned it like a dozen times.
No,
with
I was trying to elucidate. Wait, hold on.
Context.
Real quick. Before you try to accuse me of trying to come on here.
You were grinding my nose in it. You've brought it up a dozen times. We keep acknowledging it over and over and over again.
Fuck. Are you this defensive? Like, look.
Bring it up again, and we'll see.
All right, listen. I'm sorry for subjecting.
And I actually feel
to
some sympathy for empathy for Demon Mama too, because I've gone through this.
Kink. I didn't mean to do that, but that was not my intention at all. That's never been my intention.
See, this is why I feel shit about being empathetic for Vaush here. Is that Demon Mama's the one who really needs my empathy. Demon Mama's the one who needs my support. Demon Mama, listen, if you don't know this, you can debate a larger streamer, win the debate decisively, and get canceled for that. That can happen. That can absolutely happen. It's happened to Demon Mama with Destiny, and it happened to me with you-know-who. Okay? That shit happens. People get sore about losing arguments, and so what they're gonna do is they're gonna win the optics war. They're gonna win they're gonna spin it. They're gonna turn you into the villain. You victimized them in some fucking way. You were bad faith. You had it in for them. You were trying to cancel them or some shit, and they'll fucking drop the cancel bomb right on your head, unironically, unambiguously, in front of everybody's fucking eyes, and they'll stand there and watch you just get fucked, right? That's real, chat. That's my fucking life for the last 2 months. And I'm afraid that's gonna happen to Demon Mama now. And it's not fair. It's not fucking fair. This sucks. We lose even if we win. Especially if we win. We lose. And you get a whole fucking tide of douchebags coming into your fucking mentions that have the weight of fucking transmisogyny. The winds of transmisogyny are blowing their ship forward while you're just getting sandbagged, chat. It's brutal. It's fucking brutal. All she's trying to do is lay a little compliment sandwich in there that has a little bit of a criticism. Oh, we got a little criticism in the middle of there, and trying to get, come on, Vaush, can you like get this down? And like, it's fucking hard, and you get fucking smacked for it. Like, people can't fucking take this. Like, egos in this fucking politics scene, they cannot fucking take getting clapped. And if they can turn that around by turning you into some kind of monster or some kind of evil fucking conniving Machiavellian person like NCC, yeah, then they will absolutely do that. So yeah, no, I feel real shit for feeling any empathy for this fucker. Because he's probably about to do that to Demon Mama. I don't know, Chad. I don't know.
Please don't read intention into me. I feel like you're being very defensive about that. Yes, we're both very spicy. We both are very contentious. We both have, I mean, you opened this, again, you've already admitted, and I have, we know, we just talked about this.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, Chad. I didn't mean to yell at you.
Make sure to bring it up again in 5 minutes for any.
No, I know you hate it when I yell.
This is what we're talking about, Vaush. What the fuck do you want from me? You want me just to say,
so,
okay.
As I understood it, the way arguments work is that once you make an argument and it gets acknowledged and accepted, you generally move on to the next argument rather than continuing to cycle back to it. But that might just be
then that's fine. But also, this entire tangent came off from you asking me what the collateral was, and then I tried to respond, and you took contest with my definition of collateral.
Okay, now, so I've responded to that, and I've said that the well was already mega poisoned all around, and I don't think there's a strong link. Or at the very least, I think you're overstating the extent to which the unpublished hyperbolic accusations that I made contributed to how poisoned the discourse was. I feel like there were a ton of factors that contributed to it, and you're like really hyper fixating on that one bit.
Nope. One, okay, I'm talking to you. Wait, hold on. Let me wait. No, because you just said your thing, and I want to respond to that. Like, what did say? So no, I don't.
People be like, we need more trans women creators. Anyway, time to go send this lady, send some more hate to this lady. I saw mess up on live stream. Yo, half the time it's not even you messing up on live stream. Half the time it's you doing something good, but it's inconvenient for, you know, a cis guy creator, and you got fucking wrecked for it.
I don't think I've overstated any harm. You asked me for the collateral. I described the collateral, I believe, very accurately. And
this is the other thing that I've been trying to drive this point home about cancel culture. Cancel culture has a reputation as being something that gets enacted against you know, creators with privilege by creators from marginalized communities. Like, that's the idea of like, oh, hey, watch out, don't get canceled by, you know, Black Twitter or something like that, right? The idea that like, yo, all these damn marginalized people are out there just waiting for their chance to jump on you, use the cancel fucking hammer, you know, to hit you over the head with. All right, the reason that that's getting noticed right now, the reason that cancel culture is a thing, like, right? What is cancel culture? Cancel culture is simply scapegoating. We've got a new name for it now. We call it cancel culture. It used to be called scapegoating. Who gets scapegoated? Women, gays, trans people, minorities. Yeah, that's who gets fucking scapegoated. Most of the people who get hit with cancel culture are marginalized in some ways, because it's a lot easier to cancel somebody who's marginalized than it is to cancel somebody that's got, you know, that's clouded up, that's linked in, that's, you know, that's in those networks of power, right? It's time that we start calling, so some people, like, you know, the way they take this is like, yeah, I'm tired of hearing some white cis straight guys complain about cancel culture. No. I want to hear more about cancel culture. I want more people to bitch about cancel culture. But you know who should bitch about cancel culture? Marginalized people, because we're the ones getting canceled. We're the ones getting rat fucked. We're the ones getting fucking silenced, okay?
While I don't think that you're the only person who contributed to this, I've never claimed that. I am talking to you. I'm talking to you right now, which means, yeah.
But when you're only talking to one participant, the extent to which, I don't remember the exact words you used, but you came into this discussion with some extremely fiery condemnations of my behavior.
Yeah, no, I had condemnations for what we already settled, and you admitted that you don't agree with it. I personally think that it's more serious than you're giving it credit for, but I recognize now that we've reached the point where you acknowledge that.
And I think the pedo defense shit from the online left was way more serious than you give it credit for.
Okay, well, what pedo defense? Let's go through them then. If you think that there's one, then why don't we talk about those? Because that could be super interesting. If we want to talk about whether we think there's whether so-called pedo defenses are actually pedo defenses or not, I think that would be an interesting discussion. Because I think
wait, did Xan get banned? Chat, did Xander Hall get muted or banned or something?
I haven't seen many, if any, pedo defenses, and so when you've talked about this entire thing, it seemed like a lot of hyperbole, and that's where my thrust comes from.
You want to argue with me over my memory of takes that I saw in my chat and on Twitter, and the extent to which I believe they were in the ballpark of defending like sexual abuse of children?
The entirety of this discussion.
What if you just took my word for like this feels like the thorniest path to take.
Okay, so wait, we acknowledge that you've overfired with your response.
Did we?
We acknowledge that the rhetoric, yes, right, correct? Did you not just acknowledge that, or are you backing off on that now?
That would be wild, except if it were Xander Hall.
We just agreed on it an hour ago. Yeah, it's still true. It's still true.
Sick. So you overfired. Okay, so there we go. Now, when you overfire with
turned up on a live stream while being a trans woman sounds like a goof to me. Yeah, there we go.
A problem. And then if I say, okay, so then what? And then you respond to me when I say, damn, you're calling people pedophiles. Who are you talking about? And you say random chatters. And I'm like, okay, but this has been part of a bigger conversation that has led to you making a lot of tweets and you implying that there are a lot of people who do this.
Is it not Xander Hall? Is it a fake Xander Hall?
That you've seen around on the online left, that you've seen being made by people that are so problematic that you feel the need to denounce queer communities and whatever online?
No,
because
hold on.
Wait,
is it Mix Vivian pretending to be Xander Hall?
I'm sorry, did at any point I see people on Twitter and go, the entire gay community is a pedophile? Did I do this? Why would you say that?
I think in this, okay, look. I can admit perhaps that was a miswording of
okay, fine, that's fine. That's fine. We all speak. Yeah,
I wasn't trying to be like spicy. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was just trying to say, like, in this conversation, I believe you've said it's like something along the lines of it's a serious issue among.
But it's Xander Hall with an I that's in there. It's not actual Xander Hall.
It's a serious issue. This stuff is propagating in these communities. Am I wrong about that? Did you not say that in your videos?
I think it propagates in every community, but there are certain ways in which I think you can misuse woke language to get away with enabling abusive behavior. So remember Jessica Yaniv, Blair White,
because it was so peaceful up here.
Okay.
That's Minnesota Mike. Minnesota Mike. That's the guy I was talking about.
Very, I don't know if the word's effective, but very insistent in using progressive arguments to enable sexual abuse and generally abusive behavior.
I want to let you know something.
Up to and including body positivity being used as
when you're following my YouTube channel, that is praxis. The people out there whose stated intention is to silence my voice, is to separate me from every other creator out there, right? And who have hit my YouTube. I don't know if you've noticed, like the subs on it. They've hit my YouTube especially hard. When you're doing that, when you're following me, you are pissing them the fuck off. You are taking all their hard work, all their effort to cancel me, and you're throwing it in their face. So thank you. That shit is praxis. That means a lot to me. Seriously, that really does, right? YouTube subs mean a lot right now. If I can get back over 1,000. These people are going to shit themselves, right? They've wasted so much time to try to rat fuck me, and they haven't been able to do that. They haven't been able to scare me away. They haven't been able to break up my mod team. They haven't been able to break up my community. Dooby, what the fuck do you think you're doing? What the fuck did you think was going to happen? You bit off more than you could chew, and you know it.
Excuse for her to be the sole chaperone for an underage topless party. You're transphobic if you don't wax my genital, etc., etc. So now...
I fucking dare you to try to take over my Discord, you pussy.
Am I to say that pedophilia and sexual abuse are only problems in the LGBTQ community?
Sorry, that got spicy. Wow, hi there. Hi chat, my name is Nocommentchick.
Members can use specific
like and subscribe
to get away with their bullshit. It's like
I'm sorry, I'm kind of spicy.
Use different excuses than like Saudi Arabians. Like it's just
I'm kind of spicy.
Dictate the ways in which you can abuse people around you. So some of the takes
I love the JoJo reference.
Really uncomfortable.
I love the JoJo reference.
Uncomfortable. Now this all sparked around that picture of the little girl next to that Folsom leather pride thing where there were the guys in the dog gimp thing and the leash and whatever.
The one that was from Operation Pridefall. Yes.
The one that was taken from a picture from Folsom Leather Fair, and I never claimed otherwise. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
And it wasn't it Folsom? No, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Folsom. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Folsom.
Yeah, but whatever the case is. So I don't like stuff like that because I think that those are public displays of sexual kink. And I think the children shouldn't be around that. Maybe that makes me a crazy neocon. Okay, whatever. I stand by that position. I just think there's a lot of potential for harm and abuse there.
Nobody's like, I'm not saying you're a crazy neocon. Nobody's saying you're a crazy neocon. But when that gets conflated
with
into
pride.
a conversation about kink at Pride, which is you know, this is the vague thing that I
keep in mind. Initially, I only showed that picture, and I said, "Yeah, I think we can agree this isn't good." But then people in my chat started saying, people in my chat started
it sounds like his real problem is with one specific
and they were
like
saying stuff like,
community, right?
I feel like gross just saying this,
and maybe not even that. Maybe people within that community really
have an issue with it, or like nudity isn't inherently sexual anyway. And these types of behaviors, not only are they representative of ways by which you can justify abuse of others, I have heard them from attempted abusers of me. So that kind of stuff makes me really uncomfortable. And the frustration I had with the initial stream is that when I condemned these people, a lot of the people didn't see me condemning people engaging in really, really creepy behavior. They saw me being a neocon about pride. So more people in my chat who aren't pedophiles started defending people who gave takes that were really suspect to me. And I, of course, banned some of these people, and I grew increasingly frustrated as more and more people accused me of being homophobic with my bans. Like I'm banning gay people, or I'm banning pride-friendly people. And could I have handled this better? Certainly. But you know what? I defer to a classic woke defense, which was that I was a little bit fucking triggered by seeing some shit that made me really uncomfortable in my community.
Yes.
So I went through it, and I banned a lot of people. And maybe a lot of those people didn't deserve to be banned because they didn't know what they were criticizing me for doing, and that's fine. And hey, you got banned unfairly.
How you doing?
And I will unban you. I can check your logs. I'm very liberal with unbans, okay? But then I went on Twitter, and I saw thousands of people with those takes because they're so desperate to not look like a conservative prude that they will defend anything to own the cons, including shit like that.
See, but this is where I mean, like, okay,
that's what I saw.
Like,
that describes my experience. That's what I felt.
Do you think that that's like representative of like? Do you think that that's like the representative of like the left's position on this? Because a lot of the claims you've made, even in this stream, has been that the left has a big problem with this. And okay, like if that's the case, then let's see it. Let's talk about the actual problems. If it's random, I understand. If there's people on Twitter, people say horrible shit on Twitter all the time, but first of all, this issue with, we're talking about the Folsom thing, has obviously been conflated with the issue of Pride at Kink, which is a completely different, or Kink at Pride, which is totally, in my opinion.
And it's exactly what Lauren Southern wanted when she fucking tweeted that. A puphood isn't a sex act on its own. Yeah. Like, he needs to get a hold of his personal feelings. Look, chat, if I'm at a park, you know, hanging out, and like somebody in a puphood comes up to me, I'm gonna give him a head pat, okay? I hope you, like, there's nothing, like, sexual about that. Like, it's just fun. Like, half of the time when people are in pup hoods, they are playing. They are playing. They are enjoying themselves. They are having fun. It is wholesome as fuck. It is wholesome as fuck. And you know what? I just gotta say it for the doggos out there. Good doggos. And we're here for you, okay?
Totally different issue. And it has led to a fever pitch where you can't even talk about it. I can't even say something like, hey, Kinksters have had a huge historical impact in Pride, and I don't think that they should be, just because that some of them are deemed too edgy or whatever for public, the light of public day. Guess what? My parents, I talked about this on my stream, my fucking parents, two of my parents literally believed that being trans is a kink and used that as a reason to threaten my life.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So like this is, and that is weaponized.
No,
so
doggos
are heckin' valid. Yes.
But from my perspective, I couldn't even call out overtly abusive behavior without getting condemned so hard by the LGBTQ community.
There's a pup and a handler float at gay and lesbian Mardi Gras, and that parade is corporate as hell. And meow, of course, and woof.
That I went trending nationally.
Woof.
You could
do you think it could have been?
The reason why is the same reason good people got banned from my chat. Because they saw two groups. They saw creepy fucking lefties defending creepy fucking shit with kids, and they saw me. And the left hates me more than they hate the former group. So they came out in droves to attack me and implicitly defend the behavior.
Damn. Hey Vaush, if you ever want to talk about, like, social anxiety, it sounds like that's something we both have in common.
Behavior of the earlier group, and that's the problem.
Feel...
that's the problem. So you think the well was poisoned for you? It was poisoned for all of us. And my frustration was that, and my current criticism right now, by the way, is that the community on the left is so insular and so defensive that
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say, I'm not dunking on myself, and I'm not dunking on Vaush. Like, there's just something I relate to in what he's saying. Like, he legitimately does feel like people, it sounds to me like he legitimately feels like people don't like him. And chat, that's what I feel too. Listen, when people make criticisms of me and they say that, like, one of those criticisms is that, like, I don't know how to, like, handle relationships very well, that I don't communicate with people? Yeah, guilty as charged, okay? Are you fucking proud of yourself for insulting me over that? That's a tough thing that I have to deal with. I hope you feel really good for flexing on me with that, right? I don't think that makes me a bad person, and I don't think that makes Vaush a bad person. I guess it's what you do with that, right, that determines whether you're a good person or not, right? Whether that it makes you bitter, whether it turns you against, you know, other people that you're supposed to be showing solidarity for or not, right? Like, I feel your pain, dude. Believe me, I fucking feel your pain. Listen, people are assholes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, leftist people too, right? It's not just like chuds. I just want to see you do something better with your pain. Anyway.
They're attacked people making valid criticisms, then they would root out the problems within their community. A la tankies, a la woke scolds, all of these pernicious communities in the online left, they would rather side with them against minor criticism.
Okay. Wait, can you acknowledge?
Like someone saying my body isn't inherently sexual, let me live, is very different from your body isn't sexual, let me touch it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, as far as the groomer language that he was talking about, yeah. I relate to this a lot, but you handle all the stream BS really well. You know, you say that now, but I just totally poked the hornet's nest, so we'll see how long I last, chat. Hey, I guess that depends a lot on you, right? That's your call, how the story ends. Do I have what it takes, chat, to fight off an enemy that's literally taken down huge Discord servers? What do you think? Do you think I can do it? Do you think I can make a difference? A lot of that depends on you. Me being able to stay, like not getting chased the fuck off the internet had a lot to do with my community rallying around me and supporting me instead of abandoning me. Anyway, sorry.
Perhaps people, largely queer people, who have been in many times, and this is a systemic issue. I know you don't disagree with me. I hope you don't disagree with me on this. That it's a systemic issue that pedophilia has been weaponized historically and currently against.
I'm gonna make you de-boomerify yourself and sub on Twitch. Hey.
Gay people, and now especially trans people. People see you being very, and we agreed this was careless about that rhetoric, and respond, and that now we're at this point, and there is a sensation of incredible heat when the rhetoric you chose in that initial thing really hit an incredible sore spot and was probably a little bit too vague given the topic, especially with the conflation of the issues at hand.
All I'm going to say is that when I see some legit creepy shit going on to the left and I point it out, and the rest of the online left, instead of thinking, oh, that is creepy shit, they instead go, you can't call gay people pedophiles. But see, this is what I'm talking about. You're doing it right now, though. You're doing it right now. You're saying the rest of the online left. Wait, do you really think that nobody agrees with you? There's so many fucking people who have agreed with your position with like unflagging zealousness. Like you have a lot of people who agree with your position, not just in your community. Within the left, this is not true. We were in the minority.
I saw nearly. Wait, I can think of so many other content creators that sided with you. Like we have fucking like. I've been watching this.
Just going by likes and retweets, I saw people condemning me with 5-digit likes and retweets. My take on it got ratioed so hard that I went trending. Shoe on Head is the only person ostensibly on the left who had a take aligned with mine that was similar to mine. Big Joel came out against it. Lance came out against it. Sean got like 20,000 likes saying some stupid bullshit that wasn't even relevant to the discussion.
True.
Shu and I both got ratioed. So again, this isn't like a competition. It's just the frustration to me. The frustration to me is like if I get like upset at some weird pedo shit that I'm seeing and I call it out, and like there's an overwhelming avalanche of condemnation driven against me and very little against the people that I initially had a problem with, like. That's just really.
But that's because there can't possibly be. There can't be condemnation against the handful of people that were in your chat when you're not clear with that.
They were all over the place on Twitter.
No, because all of this predicates on your arguments being specific. Otherwise, when people come to your video, and again, I watch all your stuff. You know this. Like not all of it anymore. I've been too busy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot of. Yeah, she streams a lot. Chat.
Okay,
she streams marathons.
I hope you know that. Okay, but I will say
they were on Twitter. There were a lot of them, and nobody was calling them out. Because people on the left don't want to be accused of infighting. They're terrified of it. That's why they hate me. I'm the only one brave enough to infight on the left.
No, that's not true.
No,
that's
that is
not true.
no, that is true.
I disagree with you on this
Lefties
so
will
much.
take lefties will take any dumb fuck position if it means they get to stay part of the social club. And it's not cool to say, hey, there are problems with some of the rhetoric we use for sex positivity at Pride. That's not a cool take to make. It sounds like a conservative take.
Vaush, that's not the take you made, though. We know this. You already acknowledged this. That's not the take you made. The take you made was, here's my problems with kink. Here I'm going to make a fuckload of jokes about how these people just want to waggle their dicks in the face of kids. That's a quote of you,
some of those people, yeah. No, I think some of those people unironically should be banned from Pride events.
But you surely can understand where when you conflate those two things, that is going to, by the rhetoric, this is not an issue of other people reading into you. Your own words were limited in such a way that many people are not going to be able to conclude that.
I recognize that, but I feel like the statements I made warranted enough specificity to give people a clear outline of the problem, and that people jumped on any excuse they could find to not take it seriously because, I mean, realistically, because Vaush bad. Some of the takes that I saw online were insane.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I apologize.
It's fine. No, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that I couldn't have been more specific because I've said that multiple times. But the way this all went down, in my opinion, is reflective of some pretty major problems in the online left. Like, this is ridiculous. So, I mean, I can run down all the big ones that I remember. There was the massive tweet saying that kids don't even belong at Pride, which I think, by the way, is a homophobic statement. If you're, like, the people who need Pride more than anyone else are, like, queer, questioning, and trans kids, because they're the ones who have the least amount of
Sorry, you cut out again. Hold on, you cut out again.
There was a huge tweet saying that kids shouldn't even be at Pride, which I think is a horrible take and maligns a lot of underrepresented people. Sean's take, where he said, have you considered that you can see boobs on television, was absolutely moronic because nobody was talking about that. But people, I saw the replies to that tweet, hundreds and thousands
Okay, so
of likes,
what people were saying, I think, I haven't read...
hundreds of thousands of people supporting the idea that my...
So chat, granted, I'm like the most, I don't follow the Twitter discourse, but from what I understand, like, that tweet about, like, the boobs, the idea is that, like, Vaush, you made statements to the effect that that it was the deviant, or I shouldn't say deviant. You didn't say deviant. I'm sorry. I don't want to put words in your mouth. It was the... I can't remember what word you used, but, like, just basically weird sex stuff, right? Was the idea. The niche stuff, right? That was what was the problem. You didn't have a problem with sexual content plus kids. You had a problem with particular types, particular genres of sexual, you know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of like, so like, and this is the problem, is like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of conservative dads right now. They're like, yeah, boobs are good. I'm going to show my son the boobs, but I don't want my son seeing any gay shit, right? That's a fucking boomer ass conservative take, right? And you're way closer to that shit than you realize.
Criticisms were saying I had a problem with any kink at Pride, or that I had a problem with dudes going shirtless at Pride.
Wait, what video am I reacting to? This is the stream from yesterday. This is Vaush's VOD from yesterday. Discourse complete.
You who are on Twitter, how many counter arguments were making responses to positions?
It's Demon Mama debating Vaush.
That I've never made. They were making counter arguments suggesting that I believed in things that I didn't believe. This was all over the place.
Wait. Hold on a second. We're getting way ahead of the conversation here. So there's two ways we can go with this. Like, one, I can explain. We can continue to talk about this, and I can explain to you where I think in your videos. And I do think this, by the way. I have a notepad of this. It's not because I don't like you. It's because I really appreciate your stuff, and I have some critiques about the way that you approach this issue. However, I could bring up specific examples that I think led to people having responses like that, which I don't think that Sean getting a quippy burn on you and I don't agree with Sean's takes, but I don't think that Sean getting a quippy burn on you that responds to like one of your arguments in these videos is like equivalent to you. Like, I don't even think it's equivalent. I don't even think that's just somebody got a dunk on you that might be slightly unfair.
First of all, it has to be my argument for it to be a dunk on me. And second of all of the burns that we're looking at, all the discourse took place on Twitter. So if we're going to determine the significance of different positions, we kind of have to look at Twitter engagement to do this. By which I got massively outpaced by a wide range of people with very stupid arguments.
And fuck Twitter.
By the way, if you can read frustration into my voice, like, I do get frustrated by this stuff. Yeah, I feel like there are predators right now that nobody is paying attention to. Not only is nobody paying attention to them, but people are being baited into defending them because the alternative makes them look like they're being a prude about kink at Pride. And that, to me, is really fucked up.
Wait, how does he know he's not getting debated
that somebody either has been or will be abused because
how can you say that you're not the one getting baited to defending this, like, Lauren Southern-esque take, right?
Many times.
Sure, but everything has happened.
Yeah.
But these are sort of, this is like gut check. Like this is, I don't know. If we want to talk about specifics, sure. I don't know. Like this is
numbers on the number of people.
Yeah, I know. But do you see how but do you see how this like what we're saying here is very different than the previous thing. Okay, so like I'm okay with us talking about these things, but like I just feel like we're getting to a point where in this conversation we're now talking about Sean and Big Joel. Do we want to talk about the actual takes? I'd be more than happy. In fact, I'd be super comfortable talking about specific takes and giving you my input on these takes and where I disagree with you and stuff, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Now that we've gotten,
it's just like, if as long as you agree with my belief that like a big chunk of pride should be reserved for like a non-controversial kid family friendly thing, then that's like really it. I just know, like I just know for a fact that there are a lot of kids, because there are kids in my audience who want to be able to attend these events to meet other people with problems and desires similar to them, not like sex, but like desire for social acceptance, and they don't do it. They can't do it because these events are ostracizing by way of their overt sexuality and kinkiness. And that's fine for a lot of it, but there has to be a section left uncontroversial. And people have accused me of trying to sanitize pride, and I haven't even complained about the biphobia yet, but there's been so much shit thrown at me for this take, and it feels so reasonable.
I would agree with you, and I would ask that we could perhaps disentangle these things, because I don't think that was your original take. Maybe whatever, maybe you think it was. I don't think that was portrayed clearly. However, if all that you're saying is that there should be kid-friendly areas of pride, sure, of course, there's going to be no disagreement with me. The problem that I have is a greater push to condemn, to stigmatize, make people who aren't pedos out to be pedos. I don't like any of that. That is moral panic shit that leads to, wait, I'm not saying you're doing this, but
look at my
I'm just trying.
Okay? My facial expression should be a mystery to you. We're just on.
Oh, come on! I get roasted about facial expressions. My entire life is getting roasted about facial expressions.
Well,
so
I
this
didn't
time
assume you were making. Okay, all right. Are you streaming?
Have I ever roasted her over facial expressions? I don't think so.
Okay. No, I'm not. I'm making.
I'm usually making a facial expression at her facial expression. So
I acknowledge I could have communicated this better, and this is the reason why I tried to explain to you the emotional state that I was in when I made very angry condemnations. Because, like, man, as someone who already gets a lot of hate online, not to like be a baby or whatever, but like I already get a lot of hate online. I rely on the solidarity of my community a lot. So for me to say like, oh yeah, we probably shouldn't be doing this, and it's like the kid next to the dog fuck thing, and then somebody in chat's like, what's wrong with that? What the kid looked like she's having fun. I banned that person.
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. Would you ban that person for?
Does anybody know what he's reacting to here?
6 people. Like, it escalates really, really hard. And
like,
obviously, it's my job as a public figure to responsibly manage my feelings in the face of behavior like that.
Is he talking about a tweet?
But
yes,
nobody does it perfectly. So in my emotional state, this is why the hyperbole, etc., etc. But beyond that, like when we get just to the argument, like I feel like it's pretty defensible, right?
Okay, so if the argument, and if this is the argument you're going to be going forward with, then 100%. I think that having safe, kid-friendly areas of pride, which already exist all over the place, that's fine.
Chat,
I'm not in disagreement.
Does she get the belt now?
I think there could be more. I think
does Demon Mama get the belt now? What do you think?
Maybe, but I mean, I don't.
Should
I don't
she
think
get
that's
the belt?
A unique thing to pride.
Did she win the belt?
Again, and my other issue of it is that. And I recognize.
What do you think,
that,
chat?
like, I'm not accusing you of this, but I think that we should be able to discuss this as well.
I know Dylan's rules, right? But realistically, should she get the belt? Should she get the belt?
That image of the dog, using all kinds of other things that are contextless, that are used to give the impression that every pride is just a giant bukkake orgy on the street.
Yeah,
and that's so bad.
Now we're gonna get a fucking Paul Joseph Watson video.
Give Mama the belt. Give Mama the belt.
Going to be called pedophiles, and I take no responsibility for it, because while it's
no,
true
I know, but
I didn't manage my optics well. Holy shit, the rest of the online left managed their optics poorly as well. Oh my god.
I mean,
I'm not speaking to you.
What's an example? Let's discuss an example of this. Because
did Destiny just possess your ass, boss? Did you see that? Did you see Pepe La D just take over Pepe La V for like a split second? Did you see that? There was like a Destiny. There was a Destiny. There's a Destiny moment.
Is that if you're an outsider, like let's say,
what if Destiny is like Agent Smith? What if he can take us, any of us, over at any time?
Many examples, no doubt. If you're a
I know, Shu, you've been fucking chomping at the bit. If you want to talk to me anytime, just let me know. We can have a talk on stream, okay? Like Jesus Christ.
She should, but this will. Yeah, I know this won't be counted as official. She should get it. She should get it. She deserves that belt.
I have good takes, and we're probably doing the same thing that I was doing from the other side. I was speaking hyperbolically on the issue because I was frustrated by a perception of a bunch of creepers that nobody was calling out, and they were frustrated because they didn't see
Are there really a bunch of creepers, though? Are there really a bunch of creepers? Or are you just using the everybody who disagrees with me as a pedo? Which is a right-wing argument.
So I don't want to call anyone out in particular. I just want
it's a QAnon argument, to be more
like
specific.
Like a sentiment, not like a specific. I'm not asking you to call out individual content creators, though.
Just like if you're a conservative and like people open up the discourse with, hey, kink and children shouldn't be next to each other, and then those people get dogpiled and ratioed by lefties who disagree, that's just never...
But if it's a weird chimp, like, why do you bring it up? Yeah, I will ratio that shit. I will ratio the fuck out of that shit.
Okay, so let me...
Look, if there's a real problem and you're addressing it, absolutely go forward, King. But
I agree that,
you better be specifying one situation in which this is happening or in which this is not being taken care of, right? Don't just like wave your arms and be like, all these people over here that disagree with me. Bunch of pedos.
That guy, he used an
argument against me. That's a thought-terminating cliche.
Why should I have to indulge in your fetish? That is the core argument that he said when he was asked to use my pronouns correctly, and that is when people come.
That's kind of like what Haas said to me, right?
When conservatives come in with a bad
this is the gender bitch take, right?
And then they say, "Why should?"
So if you don't know, right now there's a bunch of weird tankies going around,
really what's
going on around Twitch, calling people gender bitch. Now, what is a gender bitch? Apparently, it's anyone who cares too much about gender.
I agree.
So if you're trans, you're a gender bitch. If you're a woman who cares about women's issues and doesn't get back in the kitchen to make your fucking ML boyfriend a sandwich, then you're a gender bitch too, right?
Yes. However, does it help our case if a bunch of trans people start fucking children and everyone defends them? No. That will probably make things worse. Now, I'm not saying we're doing that right now. I'm saying that would probably worsen.
Where did that even come from?
And
holy shit!
I don't mean to do this. I know. I'm fucking violating the one streamer rule, but Shoeonhead, you're so fucking full of shit on the idea that the left doesn't talk about this. I'm so sorry.
What the fuck was that shit?
I'll fucking sit down with you about that. You're just bullshit on that.
A bunch of trans people. Oh my god.
There you go.
What the?
Anyway, let's continue. I will not respond to chat after this. I promise.
Jesus. I haven't even been reading chat except for when I yell at them.
I know.
I just want to say, okay, like
I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to stay. I know, chat. I know. I'm too emotional. I understand.
Trans thing, but
you don't want this to turn into a bad lady stream, right? Okay. Okay. I feel you. I feel you.
And like this discourse matters a lot to pulling over people who really are in the center. I know that because thanks to I'll play like subversive defense here. Thanks to seeing Shoeonhead's community, which is ideologically diverse as fuck.
Oh my
the range
god,
of responses
there
is
why
so different from what you see
so hard? Why? It's so embarrassing.
Actually, BDSM outfits aren't.
Vaush, this isn't how you pull that community over further to the left.
Never touched grass moment, but there are people out there who
instead you're getting pulled to the right.
To all of this, and
god
it hurts
damn.
Us when, and this is again my perception, people are so defensive that they won't that I say, hey, this is creepy behavior, and every excuse is taken to not listen. Now, is that everyone? No, of course not. But optically, I think we're failures on all sides.
Of course, there are failures. I mean, and I would argue that, like, again, this is like the whole, this is my position on the whole, like, incest is morally neutral thing, which is just like, okay, if you're sitting in a philosophy school, you could sit down and have an argument about the technical morality and ethicality of incest being morally neutral.
Ideological diversity.
If you don't want to have a legitimate conversation, make an argument for whether
Shuon had the master of ideological diversity. Yeah.
And by the way, I do think that there are reasonable positions that can be argued in that. I don't think we're going to see them on Twitter. I think that there are some reasonable arguments. Specifically with regard to,
are we seeing the destinification of Vaush? Is that what we're witnessing?
There's no fucking difference between that and popping on a furry hat. There's almost no difference, and we don't really frown on that. So I think these arguments can be made. We're not going to find them on Twitter. Okay,
well,
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree. But
if you run it hard enough, almost any nuanced topic can be discussed, like in an academic setting or whatever. Like one of the topics that people kept bringing up that I thought was really inappropriate was the acceptability of public.
Why am I making a sexual face opening up a soda?
Subject up,
I really like soda.
An enlightened philosopher with a gigantic 5-head.
I don't get turned on by it. I don't know why I was making an orgasm face there.
Pervert, okay, so like
I agree.
Right. So one of the issues I had is in the context of discussing adults engaging in kink around children, the legitimacy of public nudity is the least appropriate possible time to bring this up. Holy shit! Yes. We're not talking about breastfeeding here, okay? This is I can't believe people, but I saw thousands of people, Demon Mama, thousands of people saying this. It's insane to me. Like
at the same time, Vaush, people use the same identical arguments to respond to that. They
Demon Mama, there were thousands of them.
Like on the other side, People do make the exact same arguments. They weaponize the same arguments against breastfeeding.
Let's not make
that they
it
do against
easier.
Vaush,
Let's not
your
make it easier
tinfoil
for them.
hat is
I'm
on
not
too
trying to make it
hard.
Easier, but what I'm saying is that not
What
every
is
single person
this?
on Twitter, not every single chatter is going to be a rhetorical genius. And I recognize one thing between blowing some fucking dumb shit out in chat.
Listen,
and, again, I don't want to circle
she's
back.
probably
I'm
being
just
a
like,
lot nicer than I would.
By the way, real quick.
She's
Real
actually
quick,
being pretty.
very specific,
She's actually being pretty
specific
nice.
critique of you in your video in which you talked
Like,
about
if
public
I
nudity.
even got
I'm
an
gonna bring this up 'cause
inkling
this is
of
funny as
him
fuck.
calling
But
me
you
a
said, New York
pedo.
City women are allowed to go topless, but they don't. That is not true. I've been to New York City so many times.
Listen.
Literally every hour of every day there are topless women in Times Square. But just so you know.
Okay, but like, okay,
Small
sorry.
fact.
People want to know why NCC is so bad. If people want to know why there's so much hate for me, the reason is I'm exceptionally good at roasting people when I'm so motivated. I don't do it a lot, but if somebody comes at me, I will fucking fricassee them, okay? In the battlefield of ideas, of course, not in, like, actually on a spit or anything like that, right? That'd be why that'd be a little weird, champ. Yeah, but like, I will absolutely roast you, right? This is like, if like I said that, like, I felt some empathy for Vaush, but the second that he even came close to me with a missive about, like, you know, that my view was a little, you know, it would be over. And every single thing that I've gotten running around in my head that's a critique of this dude, like, including the shit that I'm thinking things through from your perspective of what kind of, if I was Vaush, what would I not want to be called? What would I not want to have said about me? What would destroy my core brand proposition? That shit would come right out of my mouth and there'd be nothing to do about it, right? You know, I would get Omega canceled, chat. I would get Omega fucking canceled for this shit. I would go way too hard on him. So, like, props to Demon Mama for being able to, like, you know, keep it under control. Because I don't think I'd be able to keep it under control.
More clear, but like, what percentage? Like, it's not like they're all doing it. Like, there are reasons the majority of them don't. It's because...
And as much as that sounds like a flex, chat, it's actually not. Like, me being able to roast people and like, you know, going into that, like, without being completely in control of it, that's a liability, okay? That's you know, like, as good as it feels to roast somebody, as cathartic as it can feel, you know, it's actually gets you more trouble than anything else, especially when you don't have the privilege to rely on to get you out of that trouble.
I'm pretty sure if we measured it out in public, it'd be like 99.99999% of women.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You're right.
Sure.
I'm just some women do, and that's great. God bless them. Look, just, I'll say this much, okay? If we're talking about the irresponsibility
NCC
of
canceled for
discourse,
eating debate opponent. Next drama.
Way rather, like, optics-wise, hyperbolically call people pedophiles for, like, disagreeing with the take that I have on kink and children and pride, than I would people hyperbolically defend it by citing the legitimacy of public nudity not being inherently
See, but this is where I disagree with you, because this is where I do disagree with you on this.
That to me is like orders of magnitude.
Hear me out. Hear me out before you go off, okay? Listen, you know I'm fucking here in good faith. I've sat here this entire time, and I won't even talk about chat, okay? But let's just you know I'm in good faith here. What I'm gonna say is I understand where you're coming from on that, but I strongly disagree. Like, pedophilia and accusations of pedophilia is like the fucking almost the primary spear that is used against queer people of all stripes, and it was against gay people. I think that being careless with accusations of pedophilia when talking about pride, when talking about queer people, when talking about trans people, like, I think that's really bad. I think that's
the pedophilia. Like, which makes the left look more full of pedophiles, right? Is it a guy calling out pernicious behavior by calling the people who do it pedophiles, or is it the guys defending being nude in front of?
It's the guy stupidly reinforcing the right-wing bias that, like, somehow that's where the pedos are on the left. When time after how many fucking Republican congressmen have to go to jail for this exact thing to convince you that this is not a problem of the left?
Children in public. In my opinion,
Vaush,
the latter is a much greater contributor to the...
No, I disagree with you. I think that... Wait a second. Hold on a second. You're trying to tell me that you think some lefty making a slightly poor argument about nudity...
Wait, it's not slightly poor. It's a defense of child abuse, and there are thousands of them.
Okay, hold on a second. So this is where I feel like we're being vague again. It depends on I guess it depends on the defense, but I don't think that when you look into both the historical and the current context of how pedophilia is used as a weapon, and again, I know we agree on this. I hope we agree on this, that pedophilia is used as one of the primary, if not the primary weapon against queer communities. That is not equivalent to somebody even having a...
But you're
I'm not
doing it then. You're giving people ammo.
Wait, no.
I'm passing the ball to the left. When I say, hey, these people are acting creepy, the rest of the left can fucking slam dunk the ball that I just passed them and go, yeah, they are. We don't want... want that shit in our community.
Who?
But they
it
don't.
Depends on wait, hold on a second. But you have to be clear about that, because if somebody, and hear me out on this. If somebody hears you say this person is problematic and they don't understand who you're talking about, which in this conversation we have established that there was a lot of unclarity, or at least some unclarity, and some
Oh my god, somebody in chat says there's a reason Lauren Southern retweeted Shoe.
hyperbole being used. Those people who are responding to that might rationally conclude, hey, you're talking about you're accusing people who shouldn't be accused of pedophilia of being pedophilia.
Like,
that's why
yeah,
I think
yeah, exactly. And if you even pay heedance to, like, you know, like, listen, like, yeah, we should get, you know, like we should be on the lookout for people trying to take advantage of children wherever they are. But when you hear a right-wing critique that says this is a problem and it's going on the left, that is not the time to say, oh yeah, no, the left really, we need to look through the, here, let's go through the left, let's look for the pedos, where are the like, that's not the time to do that. You're reinforcing their idea. What they're trying to sell is that, like, pedos are a, you know, phenomenon of the left or something, or that, like, that the left is softer on you just don't need to be reinforcing this bullshit. You absolutely need to be pushing back on it. This is part of solidarity. This is basic fucking solidarity, my dude.
Hold on, wait, I'm almost finished. I think yes, but we know that people saw the
wait,
post, okay? Look,
yeah, somebody's asking Xander Hall for his take. I still don't know what his take is. Is he trying to stay out of this?
Talked about this on stream.
Yes, there's always going to be, but that's not what we're talking about here. What I'm trying to say is, if you're going to make those sort of accusations and you want the left to be on your side, and you want, and I'm gonna, if you want queer people who are, it's going into pride after Trump.
Can I just say one quick? I'm not interrupting. I'm sorry. I just saw something true. Okay. VBeaks in chat. Hello, VBeaks. Vaush is literally using the rights tactic of think of the children. You say to the judge while on trial for raping a child. Fuck you. Yeah, sometimes it's okay to think of the children. Like keeping predators away from them. That's okay. That's just, but like, this is what I mean, man.
But okay, yes.
Like people feel confident saying this because they cloak it, because they would rather say creepy ass shit like that than risk looking like a prude.
Wait, Vaush. With all due respect, I don't know anything about VBeaks, but I don't think that you are a pedophile just because somebody says they think your argument sounds like save the children.
I think it's I think it's really, I think it's a very creepy defense. I do.
Okay, well, I mean, I think that people use the save the.
So, Spencer Walker, 21, are you here to defend the proposition that pedophiles are a phenomenon of the left? Let's hear this. I'd love to hear what your spicy take is, Spencer. You wanted my attention. Here it is. Here it is, Spencer. I'd love to hear your argument. And please tell me that it doesn't involve Pizzagate. We're waiting. Okay, you don't think it's a phenomenon over the left. Okay. Let's not lie about individuals being creepy because conservatives, wow. Well, yeah, but, like, Spencer, who brought up an individual in this conversation? Can you tell me when the individual was brought up? Where's the individual? Who's the individual who was brought up? Like, the only individual I can think of was, like, Jessica freaking Y. Yeah. And, yeah, I don't know. She's not even really involved in this. She was just brought up as an example. So, like, that's what I mean. Listen, if there's specific examples of individuals or, you know, places even where this is, you know, that are doing something wrong, there was none of that. It was just this general thing of, but yeah, you know, the lefties, they kind of like, they're a little bit overly permissive. It was just like this general kind of thing of like, yeah, somewhere over there on the left. Like, that is some right-wing dog shit brainworm, like, puppy chow, right? That is some fucked up shit. I mean, I get your point if you're saying that you're like, yeah, I mean, I don't want, I wouldn't want this rhetoric to be used to like excuse like anybody who is victimizing children. But at the same time, these kind of gestures that like, they end up reinforcing the right-wing idea that like the left has a problem with, or the left is supportive of, like, I mean, do you know that there's a whole fucking group of just absolute shitfucks out there that have this, they think that George Soros and the left are like, making plans of like, we're gonna get all the children, and dude, there's some fucked up shit out there. There's some really fucked up brainworms. That's why like with this particular sword, as it was described, you got to be really careful where you strike. Yeah, if somebody's actually victimizing a child, like, they need to be stopped. But like that's a specific instance with a specific person, and like that accusation probably needs to be made in court, not on fucking Twitter. I don't even understand this, right?
Children argument very irresponsibly about trans people all the time. In fact, that's what bathroom bills are predicated on. They are predicated on, and I know you're not, but you understand why somebody could come to that conclusion rationally. And if you then say that anybody who critiques you along those lines, whether that they're being a pedo defender, and then you lump them in and you say the left needs to get out the pedo defenders when somebody's just disagreeing with you, like I feel like there's a lot of conflation. I don't know about this fucking random person in chat.
Dramatically understating the optical harm done by the insane shit that I see lefties do on Twitter, and dramatically overstating the extent to which the right's going to pick up on what I say. Even if I never said anything this whole discourse, the right is still going to make video responses to the crazy shit lefties were saying in response to Shoe on Head. Or even before Shoe on Head, this discourse still happened. I feel like the left is like an optics time bomb that I need to trick into moving closer towards equality. Because if you let the left do their own stuff on their own, they're going to...
By calling people pedophiles and committing
when they act creepy about children and sex, yes,
but here we go again. But this is the mass conflation. And this is where I was trying to get to my point, and you interrupted to yell at V6, and I get it. Okay, but listen, here's what I'm trying to say, and this is the core fucking thrust of my argument, and the main critique that I would bring to you as a colleague and as somebody who, admittedly,
there we go. That feels better, chat. That feels better.
I think we both have been over this issue. But if you're going to sling things like pedophilia, instead of just criticizing bad takes, if you're going to throw out things like pedophilia, especially in this topic, I would ask that you please be very specific. Call out an individual if you're going to, or have evidence, or don't use pedophile.
I mean, even again, that, like, I mean, we're saying call out an individual, but like, honestly,
trans people, there's weapons against.
Like, calling out an individual is something for the courts to do. Like, right? Like, calling, like. This idea that there's like that this victimization is somehow going on in broad daylight, like when you're saying that about a community with no evidence, what you're doing is rat fucking that community. What you're doing is character assassinating that community. That has nothing to do with specific incidents of harm. That has nothing to do with protecting children. That has everything to do with sliming your enemies with shit tactics like that. With just Nixonian fucking bullshit. Actually, Nixon, I don't think Nixon ever weaponized like, charges of pedophilia. This is more of a modern conservative. This is more of a Trumpian thing. Let's be real, okay? Yeah, it's bullshit.
Weaponized against homosexual people all over the country. You know this. That item, not only does it embolden the right, but it also spreads a lot of genuine toxicity and fear among the left. And I'm sorry,
God,
but
chat.
you are one of the biggest and one of the most influential leftist people in America. I want this to be over. That's big.
I'm afraid I'm going to blow up if this doesn't end soon. I'm going to say something really spicy if I'm not chat. I'm going to say something really fucking spicy.
Extra careful pointing out predatory or
and get Omega canceled.
People because optically it'd be bad to be as upfront with it in those communities as it would be in other communities.
That's not what I said though. I mean,
well hold on, because this is because I hear this before. It's basically like, oh, you can't like say this stuff about like trans person or whatever because trans people get this criticism, and well that's
not it.
Sure.
That's not it.
Publicly acknowledging that and saying like
no
hey,
trans person is getting out of fucking charges for shit like that because they're trans. Look, Vaush, for fuck's sake, this is where we need your help. Hey, ally, this is where we need your help. Look, all the time, these charges get made against trans people, and you know what happens? People tend to believe them. Now, in absence of proof, such a charge should be ridiculous. Such a charge with an absence of proof should be something that gets thrown back in the accuser's face. but it's not when it comes to trans people, because cis people are willing to believe that a trans person's probably a fucking creepo. That's their fucking bias. So we need you, who knows that that's not the case, to stand up and fight for us, not to fucking join in the, like, in the kicking when we're down.
Asking you to do is not, first of all, I would hold this to fucking anybody. I don't think that, like, okay, with the exception of fucking QAnoners, who I call pedophiles because I fucking think they are. Fuck them. But that's
because they call everybody else.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a little bit of turnabout fair play. I mean, I don't like the idea of calling anyone like a group, like, you know, casting that wide net. It's even a little irresponsible with QAnon, but at the same time, they got nothing to complain about. They got nothing. It's exactly what they do to everyone else. So
it's the groups we feel okay poisoning the well with, and creepy.
Okay, right, but do you really like? Okay, but that's
people. I'm
okay with. But that's the problem. It's not the creepy people. When you're not clear, it's not the creepy people whose wells getting poisoned. It's the general conversation because the wells are.
With my reputation online, you do realize that no matter what level of specificity I engage in, people are always going to misinterpret what I say as being a broader condemnation of a progressive group. This has happened to me before. For God's sake, there was a famous stream rant that I did where I called out woke scolds, and people still think I'm saying trans people are mentally ill, when all I said was this group of trans, mentally ill people. Is it good rhetoric?
Maybe
no,
don't say that about.
In spite of the grammatical disprovability of that statement, people still.
Maybe don't use mental illness as a fucking insult, you dipshit.
Too, by the way.
See, I told you. I called Vaush a dipshit. Good job, Nocommentchick. Good job.
To accuse me of
people are going
you say you're not about drama, yet you say the spicy thing. You always say the spicy thing.
However, it would be significantly less if there was some care in that, some more care, a lot more care. And I'm not saying this is. I really, really hate the argument that I'm saying like you need to be lighter on or more careful with. What I'm saying is you need to be. No, it's not. It's not. Don't even try. That's not what I'm trying to say at all.
She's not telling you to let pedos go.
The idea that
oh my God, stop it. You're not allowed. See, they can use all the ad homs they want. I can't use them.
Fox News boots up and does a segment about trans people.
If I'm a bad lady,
which is why you're saying we should be more careful with it with the queer community.
Yes, because it is very easy for those wanton accusations
to have very bad results. Oh my God. Okay,
please let me. No, you're making.
Oh, he's sweating.
Right?
So I'm sweating. Chat, I gotta get out of this.
Hold on. The argument that you gave
terrible.
was like, oh, we need to be.
I'm so scared. The next thing that's gonna come out of my mouth is gonna be horrible.
That we need to not actually question people, or that we shouldn't question predatory behavior.
I'm literally gonna take on every fucking douchebag misogynist on Reddit.
We should be careful not to catch people who aren't pedophiles in the blast, which is really easy to do when the normality of the standard status quo, the normal rhetoric.
There is a degree of care that we should exert specifically with the LGBTQ community that we wouldn't exert with other communities, that we are enacting a preferential treatment.
Well, I mean, I guess
if you want to bite the ball, because here's the thing.
No, I mean, I guess, hold on. Sure, like, I guess to a certain degree, it depends on how far you want to go. Like, I don't really.
This is frustrating. This is literally like arguing with a conservative. Now, I say like arguing with a conservative because I'm not saying that Vaush is a conservative. I know he's not. I know that his heart's in the right place. Fairly sure of that. But this is like arguing with a conservative because, like, what he's missing in his expression of concern against developing a bias for an accused trans person in this regard, right? That's what he's worried, that if we program this in, if we say that we're gonna, you know, take care about like making these charges against trans people, then he thinks that we're gonna let some creeps go. We're gonna like allow harm to be done. We're you know, people are gonna get punished because they're trans, right? What he's missing, and what should be obvious to him, is that the problem isn't with guilty trans people going free. The problem is with innocent trans people being set up for this shit. And the fact that it's just said about us getting us killed. Even if, like, you know, no judge in their right mind would touch it because there's no fucking evidence. Because there's no anything. It's just an accusation hurled at a fucking marginalized group. Fucking shit. How much more do we have?
In general, I don't really agree with calling people pedophiles in general, because for a number of reasons. Unless I have evidence of it. Unless I have evidence of it. Okay, that's what because I think that is something that's like, I don't know. That's like calling somebody a fucking murderer. It's a pretty major accusation.
It's like claiming that somebody did death threats.
I avoid that. But what I'm going to say is, if you're going to make
Demon Mama, I'd love to see some consistency.
Broad blasts, if you're going to make broad jokes that are easily misconstruable, then yes, you should be careful around using that against a community who is constantly demonized for that thing, because you could very easily, unintentionally embolden that rhetoric. And by the way, that rhetoric exists not just as a tool of the right, but it persists in leftist spaces.
I just think we're mostly emboldening that rhetoric by like.
We're near the end. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank God. Thank God.
By making the rhetoric true. Like,
do you think it's possible that in your videos, and this is just an honest question for you.
Yes,
do you think
I could have been more specific. And
no, wait, hold on.
Put it on 0.75. I put it on 1.25. Even just what arguments or what kink or whatever. The right will make videos no matter what, dog. We're just saying existing in a trans body is stigmatized. We aren't considered family friendly. I mean, this is witch trial shit. You know what I mean? Like, when you're listening to the discussion of pedophilia in the context of the LGBT community, what you're looking at is you're looking at the fucking kindling, and you're looking at the victims. You're literally looking at the tools of our fucking destruction! What the fuck don't you understand about this? You're literally looking at the bullshit that gets slung against us that gets us killed! What the fuck don't you understand about this?
Wait, hold on, hear me out. Do you think it's possible that with the number of viewers that you have, and with the carelessness of the rhetoric, to whatever degree it is, small or major, do you think it's not possible that many people who do not understand how to make that argument went around and called and accused people of pedophilia for disagreeing with their take on it when they weren't actually making an argument in favor of pedophilia? Do you think it's possible that that carelessness could actually contribute to a problem that exists on the left in a major way? And by the way, just real quick, I know I'm doing the big talk, but I want to qualify this because I want to show people what I'm talking about. I have done a major segment, and I've talked about this and revisited it multiple times, about fucking Chapo guys engaging in a ridiculous dogpiling of a trans sex writer in which they told her to go to prison, massive accusations of pedophilia over literally nothing. Just because it's that easy. It's that easy.
I actually hadn't
back up again. And
I've seen some fucked up shit from Chapo. I actually hadn't seen that.
According to my analytics, millions of unique users watch me. So
can somebody
statistically? Yeah.
Does anybody have? We won't look at this on the stream, but I want that link. If somebody has that link about like
by emboldening and making aware many people of
about Chapo, I'd like to see that. I used to be a fan. Honestly, I used to be like I used to think Chapo was really funny. I realized at some point that it's just a doomer pill.
Is predicated on how clear you are.
I know that, but
I know, but wait, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying the clarity is important.
I agree, but I don't disagree that the clarity is important.
I'm substantiating the second part of my argument, which is that if these things, and this goes out to members of the chat as well.
That means a lot.
If you're going to make fucking accusations of pedophilia, make it clear.
I just want to be.
Chapo did something
reiterate,
too.
by the way, that apart from the
I'm not aware of this,
section,
but
all of my accusations were tied to very specific criticism.
Demon Mama's referring to some writer that Chapo accused of, like a trans writer that Chapo accused of pedophilia over like nothing. So. I don't know.
Unreleased, but Vaush, it's not unreleased if you had thousands upon thousands of viewers when it went live. Okay, yes, but you didn't put it up as a video.
Chris Reagan saying, "I'm losing my hair to this."
No, magnitude more people consumed the released video and the Twitter conversations. Well, I mean, at any given time, I probably have around 10,000 people watching a live stream. So 10,000 people saw the initial take, but then the subsequent video has 100,000 views. So by at least one order of magnitude, more people would have seen my responsible criticisms, including most of the people who saw the initial stream. I'd be willing to bet that the ratio of people who saw the first stream segment to the second was probably, or not the second, is probably like 1 to 50.
Dude, I relate to you in like saying shit that you don't mean and going too far. Look, I mean, like, you know, me saying that, you know, Demon Mama was like cleaning up the diapers of like, you know, cis creators, right? By you know, by sort of being there to vouch for them when they do fucked up shit, right? That probably went a little too far, right? That was probably more. I know I hurt some people's feelings that with that, you know. So I understand, like, you know, going too far out of emotion. It's just like I don't think I've ever gone too far in a way that could get marginalized people killed, right? And if I did, I'd be beside myself trying to undo whatever harm I did and make sure that it didn't happen again. Look, I know that, like, with a bigger platform probably comes, like, a lot more things that you have to pay attention to, and that you can't always do everything 100% right. But god damn it, with that kind of platform, be fucking careful.
So now, is that a portion that could have been negatively affected because of my non-specificity? 100%. But I feel like I've acknowledged that, and I still feel like I was specific enough to point out the problem. And the response,
I will agree, you've acknowledged it.
Response that I've gotten from the rest of the left has been very discouraging, and a reminder of why I work alone.
Oh, come on, Vaush.
I mean, from the rest of the left, not from you.
Oh, come on. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not the left, right?
Well, you're not the entire left. I mean,
this isn't the helicopter story.
It would be a significant improvement if you were. Whatever opinion.
Yeah,
people in chat have.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It doesn't get worse than
Fuck you,
lefty
chat, dude.
Twitter.
Chat's been so fucking asshole. Holy shit, you guys are assholes to me. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, I opened by talking about how I felt like there was.
I mean, I think a lot of them were supportive.
Who were abusing progressive rhetoric.
God, be careful, Demon Mama. I know it's really easy to read some fucked up shit in chat and just to want to like throw.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Okay, we are 2 hours into this. We have to. I was gonna play Resident Evil.
I'm sure she realizes that at least some of chat supports her.
Can I give you like a take that will hopefully add some good positivity to this?
Some good positivity.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. All right. Here we go. Look,
okay. This was really
Pride,
hard.
They have a long history together. Obviously, be nice and considerate and caring, but at the same time, remember that at one point, even and right now in the state of Pennsylvania, as of yesterday, it is considered obscene and degenerate to even be gay. So keep that in mind when you're talking about these things, and remember that society weaponizes these things all the time. And I'm not saying that Vaush did that. I'm not saying that you guys are doing that, but keep that in mind, okay? Because that is one of the primary weapons that is used against gay and trans people all over this fucking country every single day, blasting out of fucking Fox News' ass at all hours. So let's remember that kinksters aren't fucking monsters. The vast majority of people aren't fucking pedophiles, and the ones that are, you should be able to fucking find evidence of that without just being careless, okay? That's my take. There's my positivity. We can do this fucking together, but calling each other pedophiles is probably not the best way to do it, okay?
It won't be the last time.
I know it won't be.
We're gonna do it more. We're gonna do it so much more. Next big mark, okay?
Put down the pedophile sword, or you die by the pedophile sword, please. Oh my god.
I was slain by that sword a long time ago. Okay, I'm
I know
white now. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Be well.
Yeah. Likewise. Okay. I don't. Much love to you. Okay. Seriously.
Right. Peace.
All right. Bye.
The pedophile sword is just a bunch of phones glued together, and they all have Discord installed. Okay. Are we free? Can we... Let me out, please. Oh. Did we do it?
You just need to agree to be
200
punished.
subs over the course of that conversation. Now that's what I call
wow.
a conversation. All right.
Chat, that's more subs than I've lost. Not a higher percentage, but
closing thoughts? Fuck you. Closing thoughts are that the thing that Demon Mama should be this mad about are all the biphobia, bi-erasure dipshits on Twitter saying that I was too straight to have an opinion on
we'll
crime.
watch that tomorrow.
There you go.
Okay?
That's the real take.
Or, I think. Oh, hey, chat, so here's the deal.
All right, Demon Mama, thank you for your official condemnation. All right,
we endured Vaush.
All right.
So here's the deal.
By the way, what we're doing right now, okay? What we're doing is called aftercare. Any people in chat who make me mad are getting permit. I'm not hearing any emails about it, all right? You all motherfuckers tread lightly. I don't want to hear it. Oh, God.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Mods, can you put my Twitter link in the chat? Because guess what we're about to do? Am I done streaming? No. But am I done YouTube streaming? Yes. Yes, we are done YouTube streaming. We were moving over to Twitch. I know I already moved you over from Twitch to YouTube, and then, like, we're going to go back to Twitch now. Don't worry, it makes sense. It makes lots of sense to me. Even if it doesn't make any sense at you, even if it's a huge imposition to you, it makes so much sense for me. So, you know, we're gonna do this. We're gonna move over to Twitch, okay? So, mods, if you could spam my link in the chat, we're gonna move over to Twitch. We're gonna finish this video. We're gonna watch Dylan Burns talk to Destiny about this issue. We're gonna watch, I think there's a debate with Riley Grace Rochon about this. Riley's got a really interesting Riley-esque take about this. Don't worry, Riley, I haven't forgotten about you and all the abuse you've hurled at me and how proud you were to join in like the little campaign of hate against me early. We haven't forgotten about you, Riley. We'll remember you. So yeah, we're gonna go over there and we're gonna talk about Riley. We're gonna talk about we're gonna have Dylan and Destiny. I don't know. I think Destiny's just like celebrating Vaush's like. I don't know. I think. Hey, here's a real question, chat. What do you think? Does Destiny hate Demon Mama more or Vaush more? Who do you think he hates more? Who do you think Destiny hates more? I actually don't know. I thought it would have been Demon Mama, but apparently he's really happy at Vaush like stepping in this shit. So we'll go over there and watch that. There's a whole bunch of other shit. There's a ton of shit that's happened today. I don't know if we'll get through it all. We'll get through it as much as we can, but it's all going to happen over there on Twitch. So thank you, every Vaush. He hates Vaush more. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. I mean, maybe Demon Mama. Yeah, I know, right? She has a yeah, totally. Jeez. But yeah, anyway, yeah, get over there to Twitch. I'm gonna be over there in just a second. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit stop streaming here. And then I'm going to flip right over to Twitch, and we'll start on there. I'll take a little break while the music plays, but you'll be able to chill out. I'll give you some good music. Okay, how about that? I'll give you some good music. I'll find some good music for you, and I'll take a little mini break, and I'm going to get... Yeah, just to calm down, because I need it, okay? You know, you do whatever you need to do. Get a drink, get a snack, get whatever suits your fancy. Suits your fancy? What the fuck? Where does this boomer language come? I don't know, chat. I never say suits your fancy. I said it today. Wow. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you over there on Twitch, and so will Briska. So we will be over there. Thank you so much. Much love, moe, moe, Kyun, and fly, my pretties. Okay, I'll see you over